Welcome everybody to the Roanoke Civic Center here in Roanoke, Virginia. David Stearns alongside me is Sean Hoppy here in the broadcast booth at this great facility as the fans are starting to file in as we're just about 20 minutes away from game time here as they'll cut the ice after warm-ups just concluded here. But the real story here is this is one of the most important weekends, if not the most important weekend for the Retrievers, given that they're at a number 4 spot, but splitting the weekend against the number 14 team in the Southeast, and that with Temple University last weekend makes this weekend all the more important. And Mr. Hoppy, you are the inside man with all the information. So how important is this for Virginia Tech as well? I mean, obviously last weekend they had their chance at it. They lost 6-4 to Florida Gulf Coast, who sits atop at number 1. Virginia Tech knocking at the door there. It's important for both these teams to walk away with the win tonight.
Yeah, and even going back to the weekend before that, Virginia Tech lost here to Penn State. A couple underwhelming performances against West Virginia and Ohio. So they're really trying to hit their stride now in the second semester. UMBC started out slow with losses to Delaware and Temple. Came back with the big win Sunday at Temple. But UMBC still adjusting to some roster changes that they've had to go through for coming into second semester. And trying to figure all that out and having to do it against some real tough competition here this weekend.
And looking at the stats columns here, you know, of course, leading the team this year for the Retrievers is Atkinson. He's been kind of a non-factor as of late. He hasn't really seen too much on the score sheet. Well, you know, you think about it, Bloomer's been the one that's been making his presence known out there as the captain, but things slowed up. You know, a 2-1 loss to Temple at home last week Saturday, and then a 3-2 victory up at Temple. This team is trying to gain their footing here in the second semester, and obviously without OC, it's a little bit of a bear to tackle here. And on the Virginia Tech side of things, Alex Smith leading with 24 points versus Atkinson leading the Retrievers at 43 points. This game can go either way if I'm looking at these numbers, but everything doesn't always look good on paper. It's always the quality on the ice.
Oh yeah, and, I don't think there's much question that UMBC probably has a little bit of an upper hand when it comes to top-end talent, but Virginia Tech's probably deeper. Not only roster size-wise, but in terms of roster depth of talent, especially when you get down to they have a fourth line and quality third D pair.
Yeah.
UMBC kind of sputters out once you get down below the top 2 lines.
Right.
And outside, really the top 4D, then you kind of drop off the map there. But UMBC's been preparing well, a lot of reps in practice, a lot of reps during games, and guys, as they get used to more and more ice time, they're going to start getting more acclimated to it and seeing more results.
So what can we expect out of this Virginia Tech Hokie team? I mean, tomorrow they got Delaware, and the ranking period is coming to a close here. And with UMBC having today and tomorrow as the final games in this ranking period, Virginia Tech still has Delaware, and of course the Retrievers have split with Delaware. So this ranking period, there is going to be some movement.
Yeah, of course there's going to be movement. You have Florida Gulf Coast probably nailed down that top position after they came in here. Beat Virginia Tech. They split with Liberty, but once you combine that with the Virginia Tech win, and they're 3-1 against Liberty this year, it's hard to sweep a team in 4 games.
Right.
Florida Gulf Coast pretty much solidified that number 1 spot. Virginia Tech's really just trying to hold on to an auto bid spot. They're at number 2. You have Miami knocking on their door. They haven't played yet this semester, but they take on Toledo in Miami or in Oxford this weekend. So those games will be big for them. And if Miami sweeps, and Virginia Tech's probably on the outside looking in for an auto bid. So they're trying to nail down that auto bid spot. They have a big game here. What we expect to see from them is just grind hockey. They're going to dump the puck into the corner. They're going to go in and get it. They have a solid defensive core, very solid goalie in Walker Detweiler. And so they're going to try and outwork the Retrievers, try and wear them down, especially with them having a deeper bench. See if they can get a few power plays and put some pucks behind John Drago, who's no slouch in the net himself.
Yeah, and you know, as we think about how things are going to finish out here, obviously not. If I remember correctly, next month there may not be any challenge for the Retrievers. They got Bloomsburg for 2 games, and then where after that?
They have Penn State the weekend before that.
They've already had a win against them, so
we win against them. Penn State was without a lot of their top guns. They had some team rules violations, so their coach decided to sit them out. So it'll be a different Penn State team that we see when they come down to Reisterstown. They'll have Creek Lewis and Urban, who went to Europe with Matt Bloom, and a couple other guys that missed out on that game. So they'll bring back some top players. That'll be a big game, but the next ranking period is next ranking period. Retrievers got to worry about this weekend.
Well, we got about 15 minutes before we get underway here with the opening face-off. Stay tuned, everybody. This is Retrievers Hockey here on Cross Ice Feed as they take on the home team, Virginia Tech Hokies. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody, to the Roanoke Civic Center here in Roanoke, Virginia. David Stearns here with Sean Hoppy getting set for the live play-by-play action between UMBC Retrievers and the hosting Virginia Tech Hokies. Hoppy, this one promises to be an exciting one. I mean, most of the games that these two teams have played against one another have been 2-goal games. Yeah, 1 or 2 goal games. A lot of close hockey. You can expect kind of the same thing here. Early in the season, homecoming weekend, October 12th or 13th, one of the days. One of those two. Virginia Tech down to UMBC up in Baltimore by a score of 5-3 with an empty net goal. Zack Walz for the Hokies with a hat trick in that one. UMBC obviously trying to shut that down, but it's not like they didn't play poorly in that game. It was just bad goals at the wrong times, and power play and penalty kill didn't help out too much. You got it. Well, getting things underway here. We had a little bit of a late cut on the ice as we were slated to start up here at 7:30, but just a couple minutes late. But you know what? The fans are still filing in here and filling in the seats. This place hosts about 8,000, and we'll get a few in here. Oh yeah, we'll have a couple thousand here. It's always a good time coming down to Virginia Tech. I got a few memories from this rink, both growing up back when they had the East Coast team here. I got to play when I was Pee-wee, doing little Pee-wees on ice action. Nice. And then a couple new ones coming up with UMBC. It's been a fun time every time we come down here. From Mike Flannery over at Cornerstone, giving us a nice pregame meal. Guys kind of giving back a little autographed jersey action. And I even got to sign it too. I was all excited. I felt a part of it. Well, here we go. Here's the opening festivities. Enjoy.
Stay up to date on Hokie hockey, and of course, with free tickets all season long. All the info is just a click away online at rovrocks.com. Big thanks to all of our sponsors, and of course, all the great folks here at the Roanoke Civic Center. Let's all get together and say, go Hokie, and let's rock the ice with 96.3 ROV.
Games are awesome. Kibbles, get him on. Hokies joining us here on the ice. Pleasing the home crowd here at the Roanoke Civic Center as we get our starting lineup. Your Virginia Tech Hokies here, and plus your UMBC Retrievers. Here's the public address.
Tonight's starting lineup for UMBC. Defenseman number 17, Matt Kelly. Defenseman number 15, Ben Rafferty. Forward number 7, Ryan Atkinson.
Kelly and Rafferty on the back. Atkinson starting things up front.
Forward number 22,
Jean-Luc Durantaye. We helped him out with the pronunciation too.
We helped him out up here on the radio broadcast, you know, play-by-play.
Captain Bloomer. And of course, the keeper, John Drago.
Starting for your Virginia Tech Hokies.
And of course, the excitement built here for the Hokies, the home team. Bergman on defense.
Peter Veltri.
Peter Veltri, former Potomac Patriot.
Number 26, forward, Derek McAdam.
And it is McAdam.
Number 3, center, Zack Walz.
Walz at center.
And number 30, goalie, Walker Detweiler.
And Detweiler getting the start in goal.
Assistant coaches, Jesse Long, Mark Shipley.
Anthem, opening face-off, coming right up. Stay tuned here on the Cross Ice feed.
Please rise, remove your hats, and honor America, singing the national anthem by Miss Annette Lloyd.
What's so proudly we hailed at twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the red hearts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, no bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing us that star-spangled banner, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Let's play some hockey. As always, we thank our servicemen and women around the world who protect us here at home and our freedoms. We thank you. Tonight's starting goaltenders brought to you by Catch 22 Design, the official apparel makers of your UMBC Retrievers gear.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hoppy, who do we got starting in goal?
Well, we'll start with the host Virginia Tech Hokies. You got number 30, Walker Detweiler, comes in sporting a 13-4 record, 293 goals against average, 3 shutouts, and a 900 save percentage. And for UMBC, we have the ever-steady John Drago in net, 12-7 on the year with a 2.31 and a 930 save percentage. But we can tell you those numbers change when they battle each other.
And we'll have a ceremonial puck drop here in front of the timekeeper's bench.
ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Lindsey Ward and John Carlin, the WSLS Channel 10. All right, Hokie fans.
Tonight's linesmen, Scott Kitts, Kenny Malak, and the referee, David Drees, are your officials for this evening. We get set up here. Big huddle around the Virginia Tech net taking place to our right. We're graciously awaiting the face-off at center. As you see on your screen, we'll wait until they converge there, and here they come. Let's get this bad boy underway. We have some scratches on both sides here to talk about. Scratch for UMBC, Matt Barry, Pierce McCall, Adam Taylor, Sean O'Connor, of course, and Trevor Miller. And up here helping us out in camera is Brett Kibler. On the Virginia Tech side of things, Mitch Clark, Patrick McKiernan, Robert Velsinko, Brian Peak, Logan Pontel, Philip Sikora, Min Yoon, Ryan Abshire, I beg your pardon, Brendan Bagnacio, and Daniel Gallagher are your scratches for the Hokies. Here we go, center ice. Face off, one over to the near side boards. And it popped out through center, Bloom with it now. Bloom curling back through the red line, back to the top of the face-off circle at center ice. Dishes it off there for Atkinson. Atkinson Had it peeled away from him, and now a chance as Walz tries to pop it into the retriever zone. Neutral zone back and forth at this point to start this one off as Kelly goes back to Rafferty. Rafferty, top of his own slot through center, finding the pass there, trying to hook up with the captain Bloom. Bloom having a time there. Is on his tail is McAdam. McAdam putting pressure there on Kelly. Kelly with a pass up ahead to nobody there on the wing as it's cleared right back in by Veltri. Peter Veltri from Clifton, Virginia, playing his time with the Potomac Patriots. In the years past here, this will be his second year with the Hokies. Launched up high into the air and out through neutral. Off the backhand of Atkinson, trying to find somebody there, but nobody there to connect, and retrievers deep inside their own zone. Atkinson goes off on a change. Virginia Tech putting on some pressure at the retrievers' blue line as Kelly kind of feathered that one out into the neutral zone, and it's chopped back in by the Hokies, and Drago out to play. So he gets it up along the far boards, and it'll be played there by Armstrong. And this one's going to miss everybody, and we'll have our first stoppage with an icing charge to the retrievers. 18:44 left here in the first. Nothing up there on the scoreboard yet except for the time.
Yeah, a little bit of neutral zone action. UMBC unable to get the puck in deep. That's something that they're just going to have to do. They're going to have to hit the red line. They're going to have to fire it in. They're going to have to go get it. That's what Virginia Tech's going to do to them. They're going to have to repay the favor and get the puck down in deep and try and work Virginia Tech behind the goal line and down by Walker Detweiler.
Face off to the left of Drago. One back by Virginia Tech, but it's cleared out by Fadler, but turned over at the Hokie line. Coming across with a hit there. Walz walking through one for the Hokies as it's chased down to the near corner. Trying to clear it up to the front with a chance was Bobble. But it does make its way over to the far half boards and swept around over to the near side again, looking for options for the Hokies, but it's cleared out by the retrievers, Fadler. And this one makes it down the length of the ice, and we'll have yet another icing, as getting there first was Chris Vu for the Hokies.
Something the icings have done early on. It's been a minute 44 game time. Matt Kelly, who started the game, is still on the ice, hasn't had a chance to get off yet. UMBC needs to keep the shift short. They got 9 forwards, right? And 60.
Or 60, yeah.
So anytime that you have extended shifts like that, it won't necessarily come back to haunt you that shift, but a couple shifts down the road when you have no legs and you only have a quick recovery time.
Grande putting it off into that far corner off of a Hokie face-off win. Comes out through center. Fadler trying to wrangle it out of the air. But it comes back over to the near side, and it's backhanded in by Weidler. Alon Weidler having it back there for Drago. But a little bit of a turnover. And it's off on the side of the net there as we have a number 8 backhanding towards the front. Is number 8, is that Gregory wearing?
Yes, that is today? Sean Gregory.
Okay.
He tore his number 11 last week at Temple, so he is now number 8 when we wear the black sweaters.
Okie dokie.
Until we can get that.
No confusion whatsoever. Yeah.
I fixed it on your sheet. You just didn't pay attention.
I just didn't look. Not on this sheet. I have a different sheet.
I changed it on one of your sheets.
Well, Gregory will have it, and he'll go over to the opposite side. Over for Selbert. Selbert looking through center. Retrievers having a time here trying to set up some offense as the Hokies now will get charged with an icing of their own. Retrievers with 2 icings, and now Virginia Tech with 1. So UMBC leads in the icing category at least.
Well, that's one thing UMBC talked about before the game. They wanted to kind of chop the game up, not let Virginia Tech get in much of a flow of anything. If they can shut down Virginia Tech being able to just run 3 lines and get UMBC running around, then they can take advantage of that. But if UMBC can break this game up, make it choppy, break it up into a lot of whistles, then UMBC can have dividends there.
We do apologize if the feed keeps cutting out. We are trying to do video on Wi-Fi, so we may have to dumb down the quality just a little bit here, so that way we can get this broadcast to you all. As it's now the Retrievers breaking out of their own zone, up along the far side in front of the Hokies bench, cleared in by Durantaye. Detweiler setting it up behind the goal there. And it'll be taken there by Veltri along the near side. Well, actually through center at the top of the slot. Veltri still with it. And he'll clear this one into the near corner. And it's going to be stuck inside the Zamboni door as it found its way into a little gap. Interesting. So they'll have to stop it. And we'll have a face-off to the right of Drago. I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah, Roanoke's maintained the ice sheet that the pro team used, but it hasn't been used by a professional team since I believe it was the Vipers and the CHL left in the early 2000s. So it's been a while since they've had a pro team here, so the ice has kind of taken a beating as a result.
And that'll be another icing charge to the Retrievers. So we'll try it all again to the right of Drago. 16:53 left here in the first period. 1 shot on goal.
I don't know where it came from. I haven't seen a shot on goal.
I haven't seen it either. I guess they're going to count it as a hit along the side of the net. So that's the only one that's come as close as is a shot, I guess.
That's got to blow that dead.
Yeah, he should have. Yeah, Veltri along the near side. clearing it around the horn. It'll be picked up along the far half boards, and it'll be MacDonald. Doug MacDonald for the Hokies. Over to the near side boards. Trying to clear it out was Rafferty, but he had to contend with McAdam. He played him off the puck. MacDonald taking the captain Bloom off the puck there, but now a chance for the Retrievers to break it out. Durantaye overskates it there as McAdam tries to take a shot. He fanned on his attempt, and it'll come up for Rafferty, who will come up at the red line. No icing. Finally, we'll clear one deep inside Hokie territory as Durantaye went in for the check instead of the puck. So the Hokies with McAdam along the near side, pops it out into the neutral zone. Oh, and getting popped from behind there. It was MacDonald that took down Rafferty. No call. And MacDonald will get a shove back there from Durantaye, but he'll get the pass away, and it'll be picked up by Zack Walz, the captain for the Hokies, playing here at the Roanoke Civic Center, their home barn, as the people continue to file in here. Most of the people, as you see on the screen, most of them are actually below us. Up here in the broadcast perch, we can't see them all, but we can certainly hear them as this one's played out into the crowd, and we'll get a stoppage, and the face-off will be to the right of Detweiler.
UMBC not really able to establish much of a forecheck or anything really going here in the first couple minutes. Aaron wants the guys to get their feet moving early. Virginia Tech's going to keep their feet moving the whole time. Some UMBC's going to have to match both speed and intensity, and it's not something UMBC's faced in a while, so it's going to be interesting to see how that works out.
One around over to the near side, and it's deflected down the length of the ice by Smith, but it's before the red line, and Virginia Tech will get charged with yet another icing. We are the Cross Ice Feed. David Stearns with Sean Hoppy, Brett Kibler on the camera here in Roanoke, Virginia. Send us your feedback. Contact at crossicefeed.com or visit crossicefeed.com and click on the contact tab. Face off one over to the near side. It'll be picked up by Virginia Tech with a now Vu finding a centering pass there out of the reach. I believe that was Hashmi that was the intended target. Gregory looking through center, through the feet of DJ Fadler. He'll clear it in. Dan Armstrong down there to chase. They'll have to try to beat out Miles Miller down there, but it'll be cleared around over to the near side. Hokies going to opt to try to get out along the near side boards. DJ Fadler going into the boards with Smith. Fadler will find a loose change. He'll spin it around, and it'll go all the way over to the far side. And trying to get there first was Selbert. He overskates it, and Virginia Tech will take an opportunity to leave the zone as Smith will take it inside the Retriever zone with a shot, and it's blocked there by Gregory. Gregory using his size to his advantage. Fadler trying to clear it out. Turned over. High slot. Smith trying to take a shot, but it's poked away by the Dogs. Out through center now. With it now Armstrong taking a shot and missing the blocker side of Detweiler. Going wide over to the near side. Up to the blue line and out. With the assistance there of the stick of Smith. Retrievers back inside their own zone through center. Fadler getting a pass. Kicked it behind him, and it'll be backhanded in by Hannock. But Virginia Tech will go blue line to blue line with this one here, as Rafferty will pinch up to the red line and dump it in. Detweiler setting it up behind the cage, where he'll find Max Grande. Grande trying to get a return pass there, but it goes way past him there as he tried to clear it in. Didn't get a full rep on it, and the Retrievers will clear it out. Not much going here on the offense as it's a little back and forth. Short time on the offensive, and back out into the neutral zone. It's been going back and forth as this one's launched in on Drago, who's forced to make a save there on a bouncing puck. Over to the near side boards. Being played there by Charles DeBow. Out through center now, and Brandon Fritz trying to get to the puck. He got checked a little early there, but no call as Brendan Walsh went into him. And it'll be DeBow with it. Trying to find his way through center with a backhand clear in, but doesn't go in deep as Virginia Tech will greet it at the blue line. Trying to get our broadcast back up here live. It's coming across the line is Atkinson. We do apologize for the broadcast cutout. We'll have to dumb down the quality a little bit more so that way we're being seen and heard. Comes out to the blue line and out. Rafferty will clear it right back in. Retrievers are going to have to tag up. And a check along the near side boards. Horn going into it with Gregory. Atkinson retreating back into his own zone, curling out with a piece of a broken twig out there. Atkinson coming in, 2-on-2. One person's blowing the whistle. The other one says no offside. We're not sure what the whistle was.
Too many men on the ice being called against Virginia Tech.
Okay, but on the rush there was UMBC. A little confused on the timing of that whistle. So I guess going to serve that will be Teddy Maybaum for the Hokies. I'm just confused. It was a 2-on-2 coming in for the Retrievers, so we'll get the first crack at it here on the man advantage with 13-11 left here in the first. No score. We'll see if the Dogs can pot one home here. Face off one into the corner. Trying to clear it out is Bergman, the alternate captain, kept in there by Fritz. but he tried to get it past Bergman. Bergman will get a second try on the clear and gets it all the way down to John Drago. Set up back for Matt Kelly. There's a too many men on the ice call indeed, Mr. Hoppy. Good call. Hannock looking, taking a shot, deflected. Detweiler made the save, but the rebound goes off into the near corner. Kelly trying to clear it in deep, but it's up to the blue line. Not out, kept in nicely there by Dan Armstrong. Bergman chasing it down behind Detweiler. And it's fed along the short side, and Detweiler will hold on. Puck did not cross the goal line, and the faceoff will come up to his right.
Yeah, good chance there for the second power play unit, kind of thrown together there here in the second semester with the losses of OC on the top power play unit. Had to throw together a second one. Then Adam Taylor missing tonight's game, feeling a bit under the weather. So having to throw Hannock on there, and Kelly's a new addition. Yeah. So it was a good chance by them, and now we get the top power play unit out here.
Hey, we got people watching from all over the world, even up in the sky. We have somebody tuning in 30,000 feet heading east from LAX to Philly. How about that? And it's cleared around the horn. I believe it's Bill MacDonald, if I'm not mistaken, here as it comes up to the far blue line. Kept in there by Atkinson. Rafferty couldn't get it into his wheelhouse to hold it, but it comes over to the near side. With it again. The Retrievers up top. Point shot from Bloomer, and it gets deflected out to the protective netting in the corner. So the faceoff will remain inside. As it went off a Hokie player, I believe.
And Bloom's been kind of on fire there at the top of the key on this power play. Couple goals last weekend against Temple from that position. Getting a good shot there. It's something you're going to have to do with Walker Detweiler. You're going to have to get shots. You're going to have to get traffic in front of him. Yep. Because he's a good, solid goaltender. He's going to stop anything he sees.
Ooh, Bloomer with a shot deflecting just over into the near corner. Tracy feeding it over to Atkinson. Back to Tracy. Tracy back to Atkinson. Back behind the goal line. Along the near corner. Atkinson backhands it up top. Point shot from Bloom. Goes into the glass behind Detweiler. Rebound picked up by Rafferty off in the far corner. We got 30 seconds left on the man advantage for the Retrievers. As Rafferty back to Atkinson. Far circle. Atkinson with a move with a shot. It's blocked up front. I believe Durantaye got in front of that one, and this one's cleared out by the Hokies. Drago out in the slot. He'll play it off with 15 seconds on the man advantage for Tracy. Tracy had it poked away from him, but he'll pick it up again on his backhand. Nice pass to Bloom. Bloom coming in, taking a shot. Loose up front. Atkinson picking up the rebound with a shot on his backhand. Goes wide. Over to the near side boards. 5 seconds left on the man advantage. Bloom switching places there with Atkinson. Atkinson had it poked away by Walz, but it's picked up by Tracy. We're back to even strength. Tracy back behind Detweiler. Feeding it on his backhand along the short side, but it's picked up by the Hokies, and they look to clear as they set a pass ahead now for Horn. Horn couldn't control the pass, but Atkinson couldn't get it, and it'll be cleared in by Horn behind the red line, no icing. As it goes back for Selbert in the far corner of his own zone, setting up a pass along the far wall. Hannock putting up another dasher end out at the red line, and it'll be cleared right back in off the stick of Miller. Hannock trying to pick it up there, but Walz will play it up to the point. Here comes a point shot for the Hokies, and a save by Drago. A shot coming from Bergman. Fed along the front, a point blank shot, and a save by Drago. And the Retrievers will clear it out into the neutral zone as Veltri will pick it up and send it over to the front of his bench. Having a tough time there is Bergman. He turns it over. Retrievers taking it on the offside. Oh, man. Close call for the Dogs. 10-19 left here in the first. Still a nothing score.
Yeah, a little typical Virginia Tech hockey there. They just get the puck and kind of funnel it to the net. Johnny was there on the spot. Johnny on the spot. I like that one.
Hey, there you go. Trademark it.
Making a big pad save there. Pick up the guy in front of the net. UMBC's got to be a little more heads up, picking up bodies and sticks in front of Johnny.
And it's inside the blue line of the Hokies, and it's cleared out. Hashmi putting it along the near side for Smith, but Smith, it's out of his reach, so Selbert will get there first in the near corner. Fritz turning it over there, and a chance trying to sweep it out to the front was Hashmi, but it'll be cleared out by the Dogs. Missing a stick of DeVow. They're going to wave off the icing here as the Hokies will get there. Veltri well before the goal line. Retrievers get a much-needed change. And the Hokies at the red line had it stripped away from him off the stick of Browolette. Browolette using it here as the Retrievers are deep inside Hokie territory, but Armstrong trying to peel it away from Bergman. Turned over Zack Tracy. Had it pickpocketed away from him. It's up along the far half boards, trying to dig it in deep. Retrievers still banging away at it. Fadler winds up, takes a shot, and it just misses the net. A shot, oh, and it just goes over the cage and over to the near side. Oh, a couple of great opportunities for the Dogs, but not on target. Up top, Gregory sending it over. Good chance for Wood, and it's stopped up front, and coming away with an L is Virginia Tech with Smith along the left wing. Smith trying to get around Gregory. on his backhand. Sends it over to the far corner. A couple of retrievers colliding in front of the net. As it's squirted out into the slot, Fadler gets popped up at the blue line. Vu will keep it in for the Hokies. Back behind, Drago retreating away. AJ Wood trying to get there first. Durantaye couldn't get a hold of it. And a tripping call missed there as the Hokies took down a retriever on his backhand there. It's Horn trying to put it towards the goal. A second attempt there, and it goes over the cage, right over the head of Drago. Up top, far blue line with Walsh. Walsh having to send it around the horn here as it goes over to the near side. And it is Horn that'll take his shot. And it goes airborne. Dropped up front. Saved there by Drago as he poked it away as Tyler Daley tried to take his shot. And it misses everybody out there to the red line, and a clear from the Dogs. And the Dogs are definitely barking here to get it out. And there's another missed trip call, but this one against the Retrievers. So I guess it's an eye for an eye on the missed calls. The officiating kind of missing some things here left and right, Mr. Hoppy. And with it now, Daley looking to stuff it to the front. Horn taking a shot. Oh, man, I think Drago may have gotten a pad on it, or it was shot just wide. A point shot from Vu. A pad saved by Drago again. Oh, boy, the Dogs are trapped. They are in the kennel here trying to find a way out. Up along the far side, Atkinson taking care of the check, and a puck is finally sent out. A breakaway chance behind Durantaye, and it's offsides. 7:49. The one break that could have went the Dogs' way was just behind Jean-Luc Durantaye.
Yeah, heads up there. Play there by Wood, trying to get Jean-Luc on the breakaway, hit him on the backside. UMBC's got to get the puck out when they have a chance. You announce it, you probably saw on the feed a couple times. Fadler with the initial one up here at the point. UMBC's got to get the puck out when they have a chance. Take a hit to make a play. And don't let Virginia Tech get hemmed in and start rolling lines and get you trapped deep in your own end.
And it's cleared out in the neutral zone. Picked up there by Max Grande. Trying to wait there for Weidler to get back on side. So Matt Kelly will go for it. Back end of back there for Rafferty. Rafferty getting away from a check. Passes it up along the wing out of the reach of Atkinson. And it's ping pong back to the Dogs line as Rafferty will backhand it up. Not out. Kept in there by Peak. Back behind the goal. Drago steering it off over to the far halfwards. Kelly couldn't get there first. Kept active by the Hokies. But Bloom will have it now. He'll send it ahead. Jean-Luc having trouble with it there, and Virginia Tech's going to go over to the near side with it. It'll be picked up by Rafferty, trying to clear it up to Atkinson out of his reach as Hubert will have it for Virginia Tech. Back in his own zone, going D to D. Virginia Tech having trouble going back the other way, so Atkinson will have it. He can't put it in deep enough as Virginia Tech will steal it away along the near side for Maybaum. Maybaum clearing it around over to the far corner. He received a check from Atkinson. Selbert on his backhand trying to get it past Durantaye. Fritz will backhand it. Getting in the way there is Zack Walz, and it'll be taken in on the offside against the Hokies. 8-2 shots in favor of Virginia Tech. 6:38 left here in the first. We're still looking for our first goal.
Yeah, UMBC's got to do a better job at the blue lines. They got to get the puck out and get the puck in. It's something Aaron's preached numerous times in practice. We talk about in between periods pretty much every game.
A 2-on-1 opportunity. Nice back checking there by Fritz. And a shot from the side wall. Just blocked by the Dogs, and away with it. DeBow coming across the line. Taking a shot. Detweiler making an easy stick save and into his glove as he holds on. And a face-off coming up to his left. Shout out to Dr. Felix Yeskin of the Spine and Joint Institute in Fairfax, Virginia. Visit sjinstitute.com for more details on your wellness and chiropractic needs. Located in Fairfax, Virginia. That's Dr. Felix Yeskin and Dr. Maria Schaefer. Also Dr. Yeskin, the team doctor for the Potomac Patriots of the USPHL. Doing some fine work there as it comes along the near side. McAdam trying to backhand it in past Gregory. He does so, and it gets all the way down to Drago. Drago almost had it picked away by MacDonald. And it's stolen away. Doing a little extra work there. Selbert trying to pinch in there. They get it out to the blue line and out, but Gregory will have at it. And he'll send a pass nicely through for Alec Hannock. And Hannock across the line, but he couldn't get it as it was bouncing. But the high slot up at the blue line, and it'll be cleared up and out by Zack Walz. Gregory along the near side, nobody there, and this one's going to miss everybody and come back in icing as Virginia Tech gets back there to get the call. So the next game will be tomorrow at Liberty over at the LaHaye Ice Center. And that should be an interesting contest as Liberty is sitting right behind the Dogs at number 5 in the Southeast rankings.
Yeah, and with that big win over Florida Gulf Coast last weekend, it may help them out a bit. They also lost to Penn State this ranking period. but a lot will come down to what happens tonight and tomorrow.
A lot of wacky wins and losses. It'll definitely have an impact on our rankings for this period. It'll be expiring next weekend.
This weekend.
Or this weekend, I beg your pardon.
Sunday.
And getting crushed into the boards there is Armstrong. Point shot from White does not make its way through traffic, and it's cleared ahead for DJ Fadler. And on the other side of the red line, he'll clear it in, so no icing. Walsh getting there first, but and this one went airborne along the near side post, but Fadler couldn't get a stick on it, so Virginia Tech will clear it out in the neutral zone. Pushing it ahead is Smith. Smith had it poked away from him, and Armstrong trying to go the other way, but some back checking there from Smith as he turned it over. We'll get it back in favor of the Hokies. Walsh clearing it down the length of the ice, and this one will be coming back and icing against Virginia Tech. A lot of whistles in this one. Not a solid flow by any means.
Yeah, a lot of whistles is what UMBC wants. You saw the one kind of extended period without a whistle. Virginia Tech was able to keep the puck in UMBC's end. UMBC's got to do a better job getting to the dirty areas. Losing a lot of these 50-50 battles. It's something that's been kind of a plague for the team the last few weeks, even all season. You just got to battle through these pucks and outwork the other guy.
Yeah, it's loose up front with a shot there and a pad save by Detweiler. I don't think he knew where that one was, but he had the pad at the right place. Off in the near corner and stealing it away is Vu, but he turned it over and a backhand shot up front. It's loose, and Detweiler's going to get a paw on it and hold on for a face-off.
That's exactly what we're talking about. UMBC getting to those pucks. Atkinson and Bloom and John Luke getting into dirty areas, working to the puck. It's something that Tracy's lines had to work at throughout the year. They've had some consistency problems with the, I don't want to say effort level in the offensive zone because they do compete for pucks. It's just when it comes to those battles, they don't have the bigger bodies that Atkinson or Bloom and JL have. So it's harder for them to win those pucks. They just got to get in there and work.
Atkinson's ripped. He's got the big body, too.
And he's an animal in the gym.
He is. Atkinson backhanding it to the front and almost had Jean-Luc pop it home. Jean-Luc getting the rebound. And back behind over to the near side. I should probably just start calling him Durantaye. His brother Dan is no longer on the team.
Keep with it.
There's a Daniel Jean-Luc combination, kind of like the Sedins last year. And it's stuffed along the near side and down into the corner. Durantaye checking his man into the boards hard, trying to put it to the front. And he does steer it into the slot. Atkinson trying to find it. He takes down his man. A lot of the fans calling for things here that the officials just want to have none of it with that whistle. I think the whistles are away except for icings and, face-offs, if that. And it comes along the near side. It's Maybaum setting it up through center. And it's along the near side for Horn. Horn along the left wing, stopping, trying to steal it away. Out of the reach from Rafferty, where Rafferty poked it over to the far side. It'll be Selbert getting checked, but getting the pass away, trying to hook up with Armstrong. No, it'll be cleared right back in by Bergman. 3.5 to go here in the first. 0-0 score from the Roanoke Civic Center in Roanoke, Virginia. Home of the Virginia Tech Hokies, and hokey dokey. Hubert taking out Rafferty hard. Detweiler setting it up behind the cage. Bergman over to the near side, out of the reach of Weidler, and this one misses everybody. No, they're going to say no icing. Drago out to play, and it goes into no man's land, into the Zamboni entrance. That one just slid right in there. Just a reminder to everybody, full HD replays can be seen on youtube.com/crossicefeed. Stay tuned for the replay of this one. We'll try to upload it in the next couple of days. We're looking to get that puck, if we can, right behind Drago. I've never seen that before, where it just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one, especially in a arena like this.
Well, we'll get a fresh biscuit from the timekeeper's box. Face-off will be to the right of John Drago. And it's swept back by the Retrievers. Along the near side, and it's turned over. Weidler stepping and taking a shot. Great pad save by Drago. Rebound over to the near side. Fadler trying to find it. Hokies will have it with Maybaum, keeping it at the point. And Tracy doing some work there. Getting a pass, having trouble getting it on his stick. Now it's fed ahead for Fadler. Takes a shot, he scores! It'll be the first time, the best time in a long time. 1-0 Dogs. Here with 2:44 left in the first from a DJ Fadler point shot goal. Woo!
Yeah, it's definitely not a shot you expect Detweiler to let up. Just kind of let the puck go there as he got into the zone, looking for a change. That's what his line mates are doing. But you just put the puck on net and good things happen. and Fadler rips one home for the Retrievers here with 2:44 left in the first period. So this could be a real momentum shift for them going into the break.
That was a laser shot from the blue line. Yeah. Let's get the call. Armstrong from Durantaye, a side angle shot there from the short side from Bloomer will be held onto by Detweiler. Yeah, just a rare shot to get past Detweiler.
Oh yeah, definitely not something you expect, but it was along the ice, and they gave the assist to Armstrong and Selbert.
I thought I heard them say Durantaye, but
I just shouted numbers. They didn't give any names. They gave it to Selbert and Armstrong, but we have the call as Fadler from Tracy and Armstrong with 2:44 left in the first.
They opened the scoring late in the first here as this one's fed out to the front into the slot, and trying to get a hold of it there was McAdam. Derek McAdam almost had a full wrap on it, and if he did, it would have been a dangerous opportunity as this one squeaks out across the blue line, and it's ruled in offside. 2:14 left here in the first. Dogs up 1-0 here on the Cross Ice feed. To remind everybody that Retrievers Hockey is sponsored by the Hilton Garden Inn in Owings Mills, Maryland. Book your stay by calling them with a number that I don't have, but go to Hilton.com, mention the Retrievers and get a discount.
That goal for DJ Fadler is 13th of the season and 24th of his career, getting UMBC up 1-0.
Over for Atkinson across the blue line into Hokie territory. Takes a shot, blocker save by Detweiler. And the Hokies finding the rebound along the far side. Over for Bravo-Liette. Up top with a shot. Ding! Fries are done. Oh, Veltri hit in the near post as it comes all the way out. Max Grande trying to clear it in. Hokies back on side. And Grande will give it another try. He'll have to tag up though. Inside there was Hashmi. 1:35 left here in the first. Shots even at 9. But 1-0 is the score in favor of UMBC. And back behind the goal line, inside the Retriever zone, it's Matt Kelly with the puck. Right in front, sends a long home run pass up for DeBow. DeBow putting it in over to the far corner of Virginia Tech zone as Miles Miller will get there. Played into the corner as he'll peel away with it now. Miller. His forehand to his backhand with a pass up for Smith. Smith banking it off the boards. Up ahead now for Bravo-Liette. There's probably a better pronunciation on him. I do apologize. We'll get that in a few moments here as Walsh has it. He'll clear it all the way deep inside. Retriever zone as Selbert's back there to chase. Selbert shoveling it ahead there. He got taken out on a check as he delivered that one. Horn trying to clear it in deep. Virginia Tech tagging up with 40 seconds left here in the first. On the near side for Walsh. Walsh looking at options here as he'll carry it with a backhand pass through center with a shot, and it's ruled an offside. Although Eric Bobble took it right in on Drago. 34.0 left in the first. Retrievers Hockey is also sponsored by Play It Again Sports in Ellicott City. Check them out for your sporting goods needs.
A real good road period here for UMBC. Kind of breaking up, not letting Virginia Tech get in any sort of rhythm. If they can keep this up, it might start to frustrate them. And then they get the all-important first goal here on the road and see if that can weigh on Virginia Tech moving forward.
As it's up along the near side, Horn looking for that cross-ice feed. Over for Chris Vu, but it's out of his reach. He tries to chase it down. He gets crunched into the boards back behind the cage. I beg your pardon, that is not Vu. That is, in fact, Tyler Daley. This one comes up to the point, and Walsh going wide with it. Daley trying to chase it down as we have 5 seconds left. Bloom trying to kill some time as he tries to put it into a skate in the corner. And that'll do it for the opening frame. UMBC up 1-0. Bloom has a few choice words. This goes after Daley. And some pushing and shoving and some grappling along those far boards, giving the fans some entertainment. As the Dogs are up 1-0. If the Dogs are smart about this, they'll back away and not draw themselves in on any penalties to start the second period. Looks like cooler heads will prevail and they'll skate away. Definitely that 1-0 lead, very important going into the dressing room, but you definitely don't want to start the second in the box. So we'll see if anything pans out from that pushing and shoving and grappling at the end of the opening period.
Well, Coach Vogelai looking for a face masking penalty. That's technically an automatic 5-minute major if he does call it. It looks like the ref's just gonna let it go. We'll find out the official announcement. In terms of moving forward, I think Virginia Tech, they're preaching as always, going to be shots. That's kind of Coach Mullen's mentality. He just wants to get the puck on net and crash the net for rebounds. That's kind of their MO. UMBC's got to do a better job picking up the guy in the slot. There have been a couple times that Virginia Tech's been left wide open up there, and they're not going to miss that opportunity every single time. You keep giving it to them, eventually they're going to click on it, and they're going to put one behind Drago.
Definitely some dangerous opportunities up front in that slot area, as you were mentioning, Mr. Hoppy. So we'll step aside here as the Retrievers will take a 1-0 lead into the dressing room here at the home of Virginia Tech at the Roanoke Civic Center. This is the Cross Ice Feed. Stay tuned. We're back here at the Roanoke Civic Center. Doing the YMCA is David Stearns and Sean Hoppy in the broadcast booth. Yeah, well, okay. I was doing a YMCA. You weren't. You were just sitting there jotting down all sorts of things on your pieces of paper. But hey, it was important stuff because, you know, obviously you caught the correct scoring in on that goal. And also I caught some penalties while you weren't looking.
Oh, okay.
At the end of the first period, that whole grappling contest turned out to be Atkinson getting a head contact minor, and we have Michael Horn with a delay of game. So offsetting minors, 5-on-5 hockey to start the second period, where the Dogs are up 1-0 on a DJ Fadler point shot goal. As you pointed out, it bounced up and over.
Well, I didn't point it out. I go down to the locker room, get some inside info, but Fadler's shot skipped on Detweiler there at the top of the crease and beat him blocker side. Just goes to show that the puck's in the net, good things happen. Some UMBC's got to keep doing, because as we saw in the first period, Detweiler having a little trouble picking up the puck and having a feel for the puck. He lost a couple that should have been easy covers for him, wound up with second and third chance opportunities for UMBC.
Shots on goal, 9-9 in that first period, but you know, it's just kind of questionable on some of them. I mean, just kind of throwing it anywhere, I guess. You know,
it is Southern Virginia.
It's pretty liberal on the score clock, but I'd say, you know, probably closer to it would be like, I don't know, a few less than that. We're waiting our camera guy to come back here. Hopefully he gets back before. Well, actually, hopefully the Retrievers get back onto the ice and we get our camera guy. Brett Kibler working on camera with us this game, as he did last game for the game against Temple University. And we remind everybody, tomorrow at Liberty.
And that game will be broadcasted by Liberty's crew. If you check back at UMBC Ice Hockey on Twitter, we can post a link to that sometime in the future.
And of course, you can follow us at Cross Ice Feed on Twitter as well. Send us your tweets. You can also email us, contact@crossicefeed.com. Starting to get worried here that we may not have our cameraman. Hopefully he's coming here, as we got 1:45 left on that clock.
Well, here he comes down the stairs. He's on the lower level. He's got about a minute and a half to get up here.
No, he doesn't.
Well, according to the clock, he has 90 seconds. He's running up the stairs, though. He's in much better shape than both of us.
Oh, he's going to be winded by the time he gets up here. So, as we get things underway here at the Roanoke Civic Center, we have a good crowd. As you probably see on camera, there's a bunch over on the opposite side of us, but there are people directly below us. Quite a few people below us.
Yeah, probably about 150 or 1.5 times the amount that you see on your far side on the near side. Doing all sorts of shenanigan hooliganisms that they do down here in Southwest Virginia. I used to be one of them. I can't really
you got to keep
knock them too much.
That smack talk to a minimum, sir.
And the penalties are up on the clock, so we will have 4-on-4 hockey to start the period.
Okay, they had me fooled. Well, good. Some open ice hockey here. We got a situation here where a linesman is opening up a door, I believe, going off the ice there. Is that
AJ Wood?
AJ Wood is going off the ice. Not sure what for, so that's kind of an interesting situation.
I'm going to guess that the water bottles were left inside the dressing room.
Oh, no. Oh, boy. Well, they're going to be thirsty here as they start 4-on-4 with the drop of the puck. Tracy going up against Walz, and it's popped back to the Retrievers line. Trying to get there first is Veltri, and he tried to clear it in deep, but now it comes back to Bergman on the opposite side of the neutral zone. Dropping it off there for Veltri. Veltri looking along the near side for MacDonald. MacDonald across the line. Setting up a pass over to Walz. Walz coming in on his backhand, trying to take a shot. Nice diving effort there by Rafferty. Along the near corner now, battling for it. Kelly And he pokes it ahead there, and Tracy will put it on his backhand, and it'll go through center and off the stick there of Veltri, so no icing. Veltri retrieving it back behind his own goal, along over to the far corner. We'll drop it off there for Bergman. Bergman getting a return pass from Walz over to the near side. Veltri deflecting it in, so no icing. Drago back there to set it up. On the near side half boards with it now are the retrievers. Fadler, who has the lone goal in this game, will try to shovel it ahead there, but MacDonald got in the way of it. And Kelly trying to move it up there. It's stripped away now. Zack Tracy coming in, trying to split the D, but he goes to the outside, goes over to the far corner, and he tries to backhand it around the horn there, but he couldn't get it on some solid wood on his blade, and the Hokies will take over. And that's Veltri trying to get away from Fadler. Fadler having a chance at it there, and he got taken down by MacDonald. Comes out in front of the retrievers bench, and Fritz will play it back to Cody Selbert, waiting back at his own blue line. The return pass there, off over to Sean Gregory. He'll swing it around inside of the Hokies zone, now peeling away with it. Getting a little speed is Walsh. It's Brandon Walsh. Brandon Walsh coming in on his backhand. Couldn't get around Gregory. Gregory lined him up perfectly as he'll take the puck over to the far corner. Moving it up along the half wall with the backhand off the dasher, but not out. Kept in there by the Hokies. White trying to chase it down over to the near side. Fritz on his backhand up to the line, not out. Chris Vu trying to step in with a shot stolen away by Fritz, but kicked over to McAdam. McAdam top of the far circle, and it's turned over and taken away by Cody Selbert, who's pitching high into the play. He'll go in by himself here on his backhand, working his way, trying to go short side, but he misses the net and goes wide. Over to the near side. Hokies deflecting it out through center. McAdam turning it over, and it'll be Gregory popping it in along the near side. And dishing out a check there is Armstrong, but here comes a chance now. Smith with a shot going wide. Oh, and over the net it goes. Drago reaches out. What a great save. It's in the crease, and oh, baby, he kept it out. Oh, what an acrobatic effort by John Drago. 17:46 left here in the second. Dogs still holding on to the 1-goal lead.
Yeah, good job there by Johnny, kind of tracking the puck. A little bit of bad break for UMBC, kind of an in-between play for Cody Selbert. Chooses to give up the puck to Virginia Tech there, a mini 2-on-1. Shot goes wide and bounces out in front. Little heads-up defense there by UMBC and Drago. A little bit fortunate maybe, and we keep the score as it was.
Rafferty's backhand was met there by Tyler Daley. And it's sent back over in that corner, and Rafferty will pick it up and he'll take it back behind Drago as he goes over to the near side. He finds Durante. Durante's pass cut off there by Horn, and a diving effort there as I think he lost an edge. It was Tyler Daley, but the Hokies keeping it in. Played it off a partition there, but Atkinson will pick it up on his backhand. Off a deflection there. It's sat for Bloom. Durante getting around one there. He's got another beat. He's got somebody breaking into that. It's Kelly. He tried to set him up on a one-time, but it goes off and off his stick and wide. Lifted out of the air, kept in there by Bloomer. And he couldn't get it to Atkinson as it's picked up there by Grande, but Grande has it poked away from him by Atkinson, who will take him into the boards. Rafferty pinching into the play, trying to get it down to Atkinson. And Durante trying to move it along those half boards, but it's redirected up front and cleared out across the line along the near side of the neutral zone. Selbert pops it in, retrievers tag up. And a couple of changes coming out there for the Dogs. And same with Virginia Tech, as this one is going to go down for an icing. So same bodies will stay on the ice for the Hokies. 16:43 left here in a second. 1-0 Retrievers as they are here at the home of the Virginia Tech Hokies, the Roanoke Civic Center. We are the Cross Ice Feed, bringing you the live coverage. Visit us at crossicefeed.com and send us your comments. Contact at Cross Ice Feed, and visit us on Facebook as well and like our page. We'll give you a chance. I'm sorry. Maybaum with it in the near corner. Trying to move it up for Daley. Kept in by Selbert. Selbert looking to take a shot, and it's inside the near circle. Armstrong couldn't find it, and the Hokies will peel away with it. Through center now. With it ahead now is Grande. Grande across the line. Takes a shot and kick saved by Drago. Kicked it out over to the near side. Grande backhanding it down to the corner. Couldn't find Daley. It goes past him. DJ Fadler trying to track it down. But it'll be picked up there by Jake Hubert. Up towards the front of the net there. Selbert will find it up. And up along the glass, and they're going to say it went off of somebody in the Virginia Tech bench, and we'll get a stoppage. 16:07 left here in the first.
Interesting call as the faceman decides to bring it back inside. It was a Virginia Tech player going off for a change.
Yeah.
That hit the puck, so it was kind of half in play, half out of play. But the call will stand, as referees don't usually like to change their mind.
Yeah, I've never really seen a linesman or
I got it once.
Well, icing is usually some that they'll actually.
I got a penalty change once. It was awesome.
Wow. I hope that guy's in.
Well, he
anymore.
called checking in a Pee Wee game where checking was allowed back when Pee Wees could hit. So just had to inform him that was allowed to hit someone.
Got it. So DJ Fadler trying to get it out, but Virginia Tech will keep it in there. Huber's looking for it in the slot there, but instead it'll be played up to the point and out, as Miles Miller will have to retreat it over to the near side for Bergman, who will clear it in, not deep into the zone as it got gloved down there by Kelly, trying to set it up through neutral zone as DJ Fadler was awaiting for it. And it'll be sent ahead by Miller and cleared all the way back as Drago will set it up behind the cage. Walz along the near, I beg your pardon, Matt Kelly put it along the near side. I almost called him by a different name completely. Probably circa 4 years ago, the Retrievers roster. And Kelly will put it right in on Detweiler, and he makes an easy stick save as it came all the way from the red line. Hubert trying to deflecting it ahead there for MacDonald. MacDonald leaves it off. And a chance now, trying to drag it through. That is not Miles Miller wearing that number 11. There is definitely a different player wearing that 11. There's a name on the jersey. It's Kubiak. I beg your pardon. I'll get it right here. I must have an old roster as we have a Leesburg, Virginia native on there. Miles Miller. Name sounds oddly familiar too. Yeah. Okay. The name on the jersey says Kubiak, so we'll go with Kubiak.
It may be Miller, but they had Kubiak's old jersey. He's a former player of Virginia Tech. He may not still be around.
So it is Miller then. And coming away with it, DJ Fadler. 1-on-2. He has Alec Hannock going towards the net. Hannock will get it back behind the cage. Trying to set it up front into the slot, but it's picked up by Walz. But he can't get it away from Hannock. Hannock stuffing it to the front, up top to Selbert. Selbert keeping it in. He'll send it around the glass and up along the dasher and all the way over to the far corner where it'll be picked up by Zack Walz. Walz will get checked, but he'll get the clear. And it bounces over the stick of DeBow. And MacDonald will have it for the Hokies across the line. Trying to push it into the near corner. Goes toe-to-toe there. Up top, Walz playing it to Veltri. Over to the opposite point. Vu with a shot, and it just goes wide off the backboard and into the glove of Drago. 14:25 left here in the second. Dogs holding on to a 1-0 lead on a DJ Fadler goal in the first period. Quite an interesting shot. You know, shoot the puck is the old adage, and Retrievers are starting to learn on that as they're getting some opportunities, as are the Hokies.
Yeah, and they're not going to shoot a lot of guys getting into the shooting lanes trying to block shots, so you might see a few more shots being directed a couple feet wide of the net, looking for a tip back on cage.
This pass off the stick of Hannock, but Virginia Tech will send it out. Hashmi setting up a pass there for Smith across the line. Smith dragging it through, trying to set it up into the slot. The intended target there was Broelite. They couldn't get it to him. Hokies being chased back into their own zone. Veltri through center now for Smith, but it's turned over up at the blue line. Dogs have to tag up. It's Hashmi that'll clear it in. Drago out to set it up behind his cage. Sending it around the dasher and up. Hashmi keeping it in there for the moment. And it comes up to Vu, keeping it in with a point shot that just goes wide. Over to the far half boards for Smith. Up top to Veltri. Winds up, pulls a trigger, and a save there by Drago. Back up to Vu. He pulls the trigger as well, and it's a save. And the rebound gets swept behind the net, and we're going to have a delayed call coming up here against the Retrievers. I believe it's going to go to Matt Kelly, who went diving on top of a Hokie player who is still down on the ice. He pretty much got doggy piled on top of there, and he's slow to get up, and that is number 28, Alex Hashmi, the alternate captain from Morristown, New Jersey. And he'll skate his way to the bench. Well, maybe not. He'll stay out there.
Yeah, something UMBC wanted to stay away from was the Virginia Tech power play. Pretty good. What you're going to see here is a lot of get the puck back to the point, get the puck to the front of the net, and go for tips and redirects and rebound chances. Not too fancy, just kind of getting on. The referee is going to make Hashmi leave the ice surface as he was injured on the play, and thus must at least miss the next faceoff.
Yeah, that was
although he's eligible
catch.
to come back whenever Horn decides to change up on him. He could have just really stood by the bench.
Yeah. Bloom and Walz in the face-off. Bloom will get tossed. In comes Atkinson. One over to the half boards. Into the corner, Rafferty on his backhand. Atkinson will find it. He took his time with it. And Bloom will have to go over to the far boards and clear it up to the red line. Not far enough down there. As Horn will play it across the line. I don't know about that not being offside, but regardless, the Dogs do get it out into the neutral zone. Bergman getting a return pass now across the red line, losing control of it, and Atkinson will pop it down into the Hokie zone.
Yeah, with this warm playing surface and warm arena, you're going to see a lot of bouncing pucks. You've seen a lot of them in this game. Some of the teams are just going to have to be knowledgeable of and make more sure plays with the puck.
MacDonald taking into the boards in the corner. Bloom in there to support Walz for the Hokies, trying to dig it free. It's in Bloom's skates. Walz will try to dig at it. Walz still poking away at it. MacDonald is tied up there with Bloom. Supporting as well as Rafferty. Rafferty trying to move it in the scrum. Walz is really determined there. And then MacDonald down on the ice. The puck does go up top to Veltri. Veltri going to the opposite side over to Bergman. Bergman taking a shot, and it's blocked up front. And cleared out in the neutral zone as we have 1 minute left on Kelly's penalty.
Yeah, big block there by Rafferty because you had Walz there standing literally in Johnny's doorstep, kind of giving him a little
and a
face
shot
sign.
there, and a nice save by Drago. Yeah, that's a lot of contact here, and you know, crashing the net, making a presence out there, and the intense scrums along the boards. I think Virginia Tech was definitely a little bit rattled at the end of that period. That's why the grappling and all that took place. But you know, I think it all started with Atkinson's head contact that he got called for. But 14-10 shots in favor of Virginia Tech, thanks to this power play as well. 45 seconds left on Kelly's penalty. Clearing attempt foiled as it's kept up top and sent along the near side by Grande, out of the reach of Hashmi. And Daley will find it around back over to the far side of the net, but it's cleared out by the Retrievers and down the length of the ice with a half a minute left on the penalty kill for the Dogs.
Smart play there by Drago. He saw that UMBC was going to lose the race to that puck, and so he just kind of gave a little poke along, get it to Fritz, and Fritz was able to clear.
Nice clear there by Brandon Fritz as it goes all the way down to Walker Detweiler. He'll set it up for his Hokie penalty or power play men out there with Smith. Smith leading the charge across the Retriever line. Turning with a pass up top for Daley. Daley having a time with it. Down to Vu. Vu over to Hashmi. Down below the goal lines. We return to five-a-side, but it comes up top. Vu winding up, taking a shot. Blocked up front. Rebound. What a save by Drago. Off a backhand. It goes airborne. They score! Virginia Tech strikes with 11:21 left here in the second period. We're all knotted up at one.
Yeah, kind of a mad scramble there in front of Johnny. Going out there, selling out for the block the first time. Everyone kind of standing up. They kind of taking away the sightlines. They kept the shot low, going for a rebound. If someone sells out and dives for that block, you may have a different story here.
Yeah.
But you expect Johnny to make the first save and the second save as he did. But once you get to the third and fourth opportunity, it's the job of the defense and the forwards to tie up in front and get that puck out of there. It was just a misread. Kelly unable to get back into the play coming out of the box. It was kind of a real quick developing and popped up in the air. Guys tried to saw out to keep the puck out, but it just trickles across the goal line.
So I got to credit Vu, Hashmi, and Daley on that, as they were definitely up in the grill of Drago as Drago was sprawling to make the saves. But yeah, opportunity definitely there, and Virginia Tech capitalizing, knotting this one up at one. As we have 11 minutes to play in the second period, the reset button has been hit. And a pass ahead out of the reach there for Fritz, but he does deflect it in for no icing. As Veltri tries to dangle it around him, over for Bergman. Bergman along the glass, off of a partition, so Fritz will get it. Fritz stuffing it to the front. DeBow with a shot, and Detweiler making the save. On a one-time from DeBow being set up by Brandon Fritz. The puck definitely a little bouncy when it hits those partitions, you know, off these, yeah, kind of weird kind of, I guess, you know, they were adjusting some of the partitions before the game, I noticed, but yeah, those bounces definitely can work in your favor if you know how to play them just right.
Yeah, and you just have to avoid being too overly aggressive on the forecheck, or in defense's case, getting back for the puck. Just kind of wait to see where the puck goes and then go get it, but at the same time, you have to be able to get to the puck, depending on where it bounces out.
Up top over to the far blue line, Hokies inside of the Retriever zone as it's Maybaum with it. Maybaum to the far half boards, trying to work it there with Jake Hubert. Fed to the front, and it's cleared away by the Dogs, Matt Kelly, but not out. Kept in by Maybaum. Hubert on his backhand, down low. It's picked up by Bloomer, and he'll send it up for Atkinson, who tries to get a pass to Durantaye. He'll get a return pass on that. Atkinson across the line. He's got Bloom along the near circle. Curling in on his backhand. Feeding it to the front. They score! I'm going Timber. 2-1. Dogs. 9:52 left here in the second. What a great feed up front.
Yeah, great play there by Matt Bloom, and a great job by Jean-Luc finding a way to get to that back door and get to the puck. Everyone kind of settled out for Atkinson on the near post. Puck squirted through the crease and found Jean-Luc on the backside. I don't even think Detweiler knew he was there, and the puck was in and out before Detweiler even reacted. But a great response by UMBC coming back a minute and a half after Virginia Tech tying up and taking the crowd right back out of it. As soon as Virginia Tech gets any life, UMBC jumps right back on them.
Yeah, suck it right back, right? Now the crowd is in disbelief as their Hokies tied it up. And then the Retrievers answer immediately. So we'll get the public address call.
UMBC goal number 22, assistant number 12, Tyler, speaking of
Yeah, we got some rough stuff going on back behind the goal line.
It looks like the door to Virginia Tech's locker room busted open on that hit. So we'll have a face-off deep inside the retriever zone.
Did they give Hannock the credit on that? I think
they gave it 22 from 12. They missed the assist from Atkinson,
yeah.
But we'll get that one fixed as we had Tracy one fixed earlier.
Miller along the near side, MacDonald back up top. Miller winds up, takes a shot, oh, and it just deflects wide off the far post there. I believe it may have gotten the stick of Drago going wide.
Yeah, kind of squeaked through Drago in between his blocker arm and his body, but luckily went through it to the other side.
Max Grande up along the boards and out. And Sean Gregory with it, going D to D with Selbert. You know, we talked on the coach's corner last night with Coach Voglai, and seems to be a budding rivalry between UMBC and Virginia Tech, and it's definitely kind of panning out here as we got some great back and forth hockey, some passion on the ice, as we saw at the end of the first period. So I expect to see this one be a long-lasting rivalry that's, you know, almost as good as the Temple rivalry with UMBC.
Yeah, and familiarity breeds contempt. So
yeah.
UMBC sees Virginia Tech twice a year. Saw them again last year in the playoffs. They're division rivals in the Mid-Atlantic South.
This one trying to get stuffed there along the short side. Drago trying to reach out for it. Puck's loose and swept away there by Fadler, who sets up a pass. 2-on-2 back the other way for the Dogs. With it, Dan Armstrong. With a pass over there for Zack Tracy. We got some rough stuff back behind the play as the Dogs will carry on here inside the Hokies zone. Zack Tracy with the puck. Fans want a call, but they won't get one. I'm going to say that Gregory deserved something there. I believe he was grappling with Hashmi behind the play.
Yeah, a little bit of rough stuff. They got tied up there in the battle at the side of the net when the play was down the end. Once they got up, Hashmi without his stick, Gregory kind of kicking it along. Some UMBC's had to work with Sean Gregory on. He came in. We won't call him hot-headed, but he's definitely he definitely lets his emotions get to him at points in the game. Something that they've had to try and keep in check.
Yeah.
So linesman's talking to the ref. We'll see if we get any calls out of this.
Yeah, because that
it doesn't look like it. He's just telling them to keep an eye on it. Linesman can really only call too many men and major penalties. So that's why we won't have a call here. Probably Gregory did deserve something. Hashmi may deserve something. But letting him play 5-on-5, at the same time, they may fester over into a future shift, so that might be something to look forward.
We'll see what happens here. And, you know, I've always wondered why we didn't have a 2-referee, 2-linesman system here at this level.
Money.
Yeah. I mean, you see it at the NCAA and NHL level for obvious reasons, but along the near side now, Bergman chasing it down. We'll look to feed it up along the near side for Hashmi, but it's out of his reach. Rafferty trying to poke it ahead there, out of the reach of DeBow, so it'll be Bergman that'll clear it right back as it's picked up inside the retriever zone by Fritz. On the near side, backhanded up and out of the blue line there by Rafferty, but it's kept in there. Hashmi will bring it across with Smith. Smith can't control it, and it's Brady Keel taking him into the boards, but Smith will take a shot. I beg your pardon, he took out Broelite, but now Vu will control it down over behind the goal line. This one goes airborne and snagged out. Ken Griffey Jr. in goal.
Ozzie Smith.
Ozzie Smith, okay, so you want to go that route. So yeah, John Drago snagged this one airborne. Okay.
My dad's a Cardinals fan. If you're listening, Dad, there you go. There's your shout out.
Colonel tuning in with us today.
Doubtful.
Oh, come on.
He's got better things to do on a Friday night, unlike me.
Of course, that's why we're here in Roanoke, Virginia, at the Roanoke Civic Center, home of the Virginia Tech Hokies. 2-on-1 developing here, but Durantaye couldn't handle the pass, so Veltri will move it up along now for Daley. Daley across the red line, across the blue line. He'll clear it in deep. Drago opting not to come out to play, so A.J. Wood will go back there. On the near side, into the corner. Durantaye, open options there, tries to hook up on a pass with Bloom. This one deflecting off a stick, and it's not going to make it for an icing as they're going to rule that Veltri could have played it. Oh, that one dangerously put up front there. Almost a chance for the Retrievers to make it 3-1. 6:53 left here in a second. 2-1 Dogs. This one steered aside by Detweiler over to the far boards for Max Grande. Launching it out into the air into the neutral zone. Matt Kelly preventing a rush there. as Daley wanted to come in hot. And Veltri sticking it up into the air, but glove down, play by Kelly. Kelly will play with the stick, so no hand pass ruled there. And it was Tracy trying to feed a pass through center for Atkinson. Max Grande coming up with a shot and an easy save for John Drago. 6:27 remaining here in the second. 2-1 Dogs. This is David Stearns with Sean Hoppy for Cross Ice Feed. Catch all our replays on YouTube. YouTube.com/Cross Ice Feed. We'll have the HD replay of this game and all of our games that we broadcast live on Cross Ice Feed.
And you can hear our beautiful voices again.
Oh, of course.
But you want to see our ugly mugs.
This is true.
We got faces made for radio, ladies and gentlemen.
You got it. And then we have a grainy video quality here on the live feed, but we'll have a crystal clear one for you on YouTube. Selbert back in his own corner, trying to move it up there for Armstrong, but it's Virginia Tech taking a shot there through the slot, and that was Weidler just going wide with it. Out through center now for Sean Gregory, is pitching high into the play, or he might be playing offense for all we know. They may be rotating him in and out. No, he'll go back to the play.
He's just jumping up.
Weidler will stick it down here, 2-on-2 the other way. He's got Peak. And Gregory will step in front of him as this one goes past everybody over to the far corner. Selbert putting it around over. Welsh trying to get there, but Armstrong will interrupt and send it in front of the Virginia Tech bench. Will be picked up by Peak. Peak having a time there with DJ Fadler. Fadler will take it across the Hokie line. Setting up in the slot with the deflection. Great toe save by Detweiler. What a great redirect up front with Armstrong. This one cleared back over towards Drago. He'll reach out for it, and he'll send it along the near sideboard. Zach Tracy getting ahead of steam here as he chips this one down towards Detweiler. Will glove it down, and he'll play it back behind the goal line. Retrievers getting some changes, and finishing up on some changes are the Hokies. McAdam trying to step in front of this one over to the near side of the neutral zone. Clearing attempt there by Hannock, got cut off there as the Hokies will clear it down. No icing. Goes right in onto the stick of Drago. Come back behind his cage. He'll backhand it nicely around for Rafferty. Rafferty being chased, so he'll send it over to the far half boards with 5 to play here in the second. 2-1 Dogs. Turnover there, McAdam with it along the far circle. Taking a shot, trying to get a deflection there with Walz. Now it's fed along the short side with a shot that just goes wide by MacDonald. Another try and it goes wide from Bergman. And it's Walz controlling it now for MacDonald, but MacDonald gets checked on the boards by Fritz. Rafferty in there to poke it ahead for Fritz with a pass out of the reach there. And we're breaking to bow, so it'll be Bergman with a shot and a save by Drago. The rebound just going off along the far side of the crease. Kept in by McAdam. Retrievers having a bit of a tough time right now. And Rafferty trying to get it out. Walz will keep it in there. Walz trying to waltz his way into the slot. And a bouncing puck. Trying to take a shot with McAdam. And the Retrievers will walk away with it with 4:10 left here in a second. And trying to get some offensive zone presence. Retrievers aren't having much of it as of late here as Walz will take it the other way. McAdam will deflect it in. And the Hokies will get some fresh legs out there on the ice as Selbert will play it up into the slot. And a pass out of the reach of Hannock, and it's cleared right back in by the Hokies. Rafferty will settle this one down into the far corner. He'll launch this one high into the air for Hannock. Hannock on a backhand pass there for Bloom, the captain, across the line. Having it poked away there by Maybaum, who will set it up along the half boards. Turned over for Durantaye, who kicks it down over to Bloom. Bloom trying to shovel it up along the boards there, trying to find it up top to the point. He does so. Gregory with a point shot deflecting over to the near side. Up to the blue line and out. Hashmi poked it ahead. Atkinson will clear it back for Selbert. Selbert moving it along over in front of the Retrievers bench. Bloom had it there for a second, but it's poked away. And careful there, Mr. Gregory. There's a twig behind you. And we'll have a call here.
Puck deflected up and hit Brian Walters, the backup goalie for UMBC, on the bench, while we face off at center ice with 3:17 left to go in the second period.
Retrievers Hockey is sponsored by Play It Again Sports of Ellicott City and the Hilton Garden Inn of Owings Mills, and also Catch 22 Design, the official apparel of your UMBC Ice Hockey Retrievers at c22design.com. Appreciate everyone tuning in here, and appreciate your patience as well, as we have Wi-Fi, no direct internet connection, so the video is grainy, but catch the HD replay, youtube.com/Cross Ice Feed. D to D they go. Virginia Tech inside of their own zone through center. Trying to hook up there with Bobble, but Daley will have it now. Daley across the line, bounces over his stick. And Tracy trying to feed a pass there for Armstrong, but cut off there by Horn, who will backhand it into the Retriever zone. Back to chase is Gregory, deking away from one Hokie, and that was Bobble. But it comes over to the near side corner. As Selbert will feather this one up for Armstrong, trying to backhand pass it. Selbert trying to pinch up there to help. This one is going to be ruled offside as Horn could not keep it inside the Retriever zone.
I don't want to harp on the ref, but that was a terrible call.
Yeah, it was. It was. But I just call it as they call it, and you fill in with the color.
Oh, yeah. That's just a bad play there by UMBC's defense. They got to quit trying to carry the puck to the neutral zone. They're losing the puck, trying to stick handle or deke around a couple guys, and they're losing the puck. Just got to get the puck north-south, get the puck to a forward, and just let them chip it in deep and go get it. That seems to be what has worked for Retrievers so far, even though both their goals have been on the rush.
Point shot and a blocker saved by Drago, bouncing behind the net on the rebound. It'll be picked up here by DJ Fadler, who has the first Retriever goal. Along the far side of the neutral zone, he'll dig it in deep there. Chris Vu, the first to get there. Fadler trying to stuff it to the front. He had Zack Tracy going towards the net, but instead it'll be Chris Vu with it for the Hokies, dumping it in along the far side of the Retriever zone. Interrupting it there nicely with a poke check was Alec Hannock. And a home run pass and a breakaway. DJ Fadler in alone, comes in, he takes a shot, and Detweiler makes a save, and we're looking for a call. We're not going to get it. Referee does not have his hand up. He's not pointing to center, and he's not pointing at any player to go to the box.
I don't know how you can't make that call. DJ Fadler on a clear breakaway gets hauled down from behind on a diving slash trip, call what you may, but you can't just simply not call anything on that play. Or at least in my eyes, or in any UMBC eyes.
And Coach Vogeley's down there waiting for an official to come have a chat with him. He did get hauled down, and it didn't look like he played the puck.
No, we're going to get a penalty shot. Awarded. No.
No?
Maybe?
Or a face-off at center. What are we doing here?
Penalty
Rich
shot.
wants to know.
Penalty shot is awarded for DJ Fadler.
All right, so they didn't play the puck. They played the body, and we're going to get ourselves a penalty shot for DJ Fadler to give it another go. Can he get a second goal in this one? The fans are not pleased as they're booing.
And now Virginia Tech is kind of incensed on their bench as there was no call on the original play. And now after the linesman talked to the referee, they have awarded a penalty shot.
Oh, well.
Or is UMBC asking for the yardage? And a 2-minute power play here to end the period.
Well, exactly 2 minutes remains, and
that is what appears to be happening. UMBC's first power play unit is on the ice.
All right.
So a 2-minute power play for UMBC.
Hey, we'll take it, I guess. Risk it on one shot or take a 2-minute power play. I guess I'll opt for the power play. As will the Retrievers, I guess. I didn't know they would have a say on it,
Well, there's always the option. It's automatically given to the coaches. It's something you have to kind of go out there and ask them for. I don't know if I would have chosen that option.
Yeah, I would have given Fadler
a little bit of a rough ice surface down there, so maybe that played into his decision.
Yeah, true.
Not being able to make a clean deke. That's more DJ Fadler. Actually, DJ Fadler's more of a shooter, so I don't know how much it would have affected him.
Yeah.
But he was at the end of a long shift. He even chose to opt out of the line change. He went for the line change before that play, and then saw the play developing, and he had a hole and got open for Tracy to send that pass up.
So Doug MacDonald, the Berwyn, Pennsylvania native, will sit for 2 or less as the power play has been activated for these Retrievers after DJ Fadler got hauled down on a breakaway. And now Walsh for the Hokies coming across, taking a shot, and it just goes wide to the far post. And it'll be Bloom getting there first, poking it ahead. 3-on-1 developing here the other way. Bloom stays on side. Oh, I don't know about that. But they'll call it on the offside with 1:39 left here in a second. 1:40 left on the man advantage. I am not an official, I'm just a mere broadcaster.
It looked close, but if Jean-Luc picked up his foot that was outside the zone, he tried to hold the line. But if he picks up that foot, then he's technically offsides, even though his body's on the blue line.
I thought they were calling it on, Bloom.
I'm betting the call was on Jean-Luc, that he picked up his foot.
I was watching the wrong guy.
It was definitely a close call, though.
Bloom was making more of the effort. He was almost doing the splits. D to D, well, actually end to end in the neutral zone. Over for Durantaye now with the drop pass there for Atkinson, but it's sloppily played there, I guess. Rafferty will put it down low. Back behind the cage, finds Durantaye. 1:20 left here in the second. 2-1 Dogs, looking to make it 3-1 on the man advantage. Almost turned over to there to Grande. The pass goes back and past. Durantaye finding an opening here. Are the Hokies? No, they're having a bit of a trouble time here trying to clear it out, but it'll be picked up at the red line as they clear it out. And Bloom will set it up ahead there for Durantaye, or I beg your pardon, that's Tracy set down low. Max Grande trying to use his back there to move it along. Now we got a 2-on-2, shorthanded the other way, so it goes up for Weidler. And it's turned over for Bloom, and he gets clocked there on a hard check. You didn't see him coming. He got hit by a Mack truck, that's for sure. 3-on-2 back the other way. Here come the Dogs with Atkinson on his backhand. Looking for options, looking for the front. He finds Rafferty with their shot, and a save by Detweiler. Up top to the point. And Bloom had somebody on his back, and that was Weiler. Weiler taking out his man from behind, no call. Along the near side, we got 30 seconds to play here in a second. Bloom faking a shot over to the far circle. With a shot there from Tracy, it goes wide. And it'll be Smith feeding it up out to the neutral zone and eventually down to the retriever's end with 20 seconds to play. Pass almost cut off there. As it comes out into the neutral zone, slapped in there by Durantaye. Detweiler can't play it as Bergman will pick it up along the half boards. Some changes coming for the retrievers with 10 seconds left in the period. And Drago opting to hold on to it. He's got some pressure, and they will get a face-off with 2.8 back inside their own zone, and that'll pretty much do it for the man advantage and the period. 2-1.
Well, you still have a face-off here. It'll be a big draw for UMBC
Hokies,
down this end. You almost want as many centers as you can put on the ice and just kind of sell out to cheat on the draw, and if he throws you out, he throws you out. But you have another guy who can get in. You see Fritz line up for the draw, everyone in front. See what Fritz can do here against Smith. He wins it back in the corner, and that will do it for the period.
There you have it. After 2 periods of play, both teams getting goals in that second frame, but it is 2-1 UMBC. We'll take it to a break here as we gather our thoughts and get ready for what promises to be an intense third period. David Stearns with Sean Hoppy here for the cross ice feed. UMBC Retrievers 2, the home team Virginia Tech Hokies 1. Here on Cross Ice Feed. Welcome back to the Roanoke Civic Center. 40 down, 20 to go. The longest 20 miles.
20 miles, 20 smiles, or 21 because that's all the roster we have.
You got it. Hey, UMBC Retrievers are up for the score of 2-1. We saw an interesting finish there. Both teams, of course, exchanging goals in that second frame. Who are our goal scorers there, Mr. Hoppy?
Well, I don't know the Virginia Tech goal scorer. Not that it really matters.
That one was a bit of a messy one, so I think they may have given it to either Daley or Vu up in front.
We can find out. I don't want to. DJ Fadler in the first period for UMBC at the 17-16 mark from Tracy and Armstrong. On a bouncing shot that beat Walker Detweiler to the blocker side. Virginia Tech tied it up right after that penalty to Matt Kelly expired. On net mouth scramble, we can guess whoever the goal scorer was.
Right.
And then a minute and 19 seconds later, Jean-Luc Durantaye on a fancy feed from Matt Bloom also gives the secondary assist to Ryan Atkinson. That goal came at 10:08 in the second period, and the score remains 2-1 after 40 minutes of play.
We get set for the face-off at center ice. This is David Stearns with Sean Hoppy for Cross Ice Feed. Brett Kibler on the camera. Visit us at crossicefeed.com today. We do apologize if our broadcast feed is a little choppy today, but away we go. The replay on youtube.com/crossicefeed. Virginia Tech winning the face-off. Popping it deep down there. Drago going to have to come out to play it. Steers it around up to the blue line. Far point, not out. Kept in there by Hokies. And a try there by Kelly. Gets tied up there with Walz, the captain for the Hokies. Zach Walz hailing from Freeland, Maryland. Or Freeland, depending on where you're from. And with it now, Atkinson launching this one down. Detweiler steering it off over to the far corner. Chopped up into the partition there, but bounce favoring Virginia Tech as they come back the other way with Walz. Walz trying to get away from Atkinson. And it's stolen away there by Matt Bloom, who came breaking into the play to support. And it's the other way. Atkinson with a shot. Detweiler the save, the rebound. Kicked away there into the far corner. And it'll be Durantaye trying to move it up to the point, but Virginia Tech will find it in the far circle. And Walz will come away with it now through center. Across the near side, across the retriever line. Drop pass there for Hashmi. Hashmi looking for options. Finds Vu up top of the point. Shot, and he guns it wide. Going for the puck now is the captain, Matt Bloom, as he backhands it out. And finds DJ Fadler, who gets crunched into the boards there by Chris Vu. Fadler, of course, with the first goal in this game with a point shot that bounced past Detweiler to open up the scoring with 2:44 left in the first. And it's across now for Hashmi. Hashmi across the line. Hashmi comes up with a shot and a great glove save. Snagged out of the air by John Drago. 18:33 left here in the third. Roanoke Civic Center is the site of this contest. As you couldn't tell here, we're up in a nice, beautiful broadcast perch up above the fans of the ice. A lot of fans below us cheering and dancing and enjoying the atmosphere, as we are too up here in this broadcast location. Talked a little bit about the history of this rink earlier when they had an East Coast team here. Mr. Hoppy affectionately remembers them.
The Roanoke Express.
The Express. Now, the Hokies. This is their home barn. Comes up to the high slot. Puck bobbling around there. Nice back checking there by Broelite. It'll be Rafferty pitching high into the play. Staying with it deep inside the Hokies zone. He drops it off there. Nice work there. It's Keel trying to feed it to the front. I beg your pardon, it's not Keel, it's Armstrong. Where's that Fadler? It's Fadler. I was just waiting for him to turn around, but Armstrong gets checked off the puck. Max Grande peeling away with it now. Along the far side inside the retriever zone on his backhand. Rebound to the front. Drago swept it away. Hashmi and Smith went crashing in hard. Oh, and a hard check there. Grande taken out. His man Cody Selbert. And Maybaum tried to put it deep inside the retriever's zone. Sean Gregory preventing that. But on his backhand, here comes a shot from Bobble. Oh, and it goes off the side of the net. Drago's going to come out and hold on for a faceoff with 17:27 left here in the third. 2-1 Dogs, but the Hokies are getting a little pokey, and they're trying to tie this one up at 2.
Yeah, UMBC's got to do a better job getting pucks just out and in at the blue lines. That's been what we've been talking about a couple times here throughout the broadcast, and it's a recurring theme here in the third period. If the puck's 200 feet away from Drago, then it's kind of hard for Virginia Tech to put it in. So that should be the key. Get the puck down in deep into the Virginia Tech end and kill the clock time there.
And here's Sean Gregory deep into play. He'll feather this one into the near corner. He'll back off, staying up there at the point to bow, trying to get down there with Hannock, but Hannock couldn't get a hold of it there as Bergman will walk away with it out into the neutral zone. Oh, and he gets crushed there nicely by Brendan Fritz. Fritz across the line, winds up, takes his shot. Detweiler squared up and made the save. Rebound picked up and sent around the horn, and it makes a funny bounce out through center. It'll be Hannock there. Backhanded in, going off on a change. Uh-oh, what a bad time for a change here, as it's Bergman on his backhand. Taking a shot, oh, and he had a backdoor break there, trying to hook up with Tyler Daley. Right now back the other way of the Retrievers, but the net is knocked off, which causes the whistle to go with 16:38 left here in the third frame. 24-20 shots in favor of Virginia Tech, and boy, they're putting out some quality ones on Drago when they are now.
Yeah, I had a bad dump there by Alec Hannock, and then both him and Fritz go for the change without getting the puck in deep. Leads the odd man rush the other way. Kind of a lot of room in the neutral zone for Bergman there to pick up speed, and gets around Rafferty. Good chance on the backhand, gets through Drago's 5-hole, but leaks out the other side. A little bit fortunate, but still 2-1.
Rafferty backhanding up off the body of a Hokie and out in the neutral zone, but it's popped right back in by Virginia Tech on the near side, and it's off of Vu, so no icing. Detweiler comes out to set it up for Walsh. Walsh coming out with it. Oh, a little bit of a tie up there. Bloom getting tied up with Hubert behind the play. But here comes a shot and a stick save by Drago, and this one clears the netting and out.
Actually went through the netting. That was kind of funny.
That was blistering shot, I guess. 16-11 left here in the third. 2-1 Dogs.
Good chance there by UMBC, or good job getting the puck in deep. Bloom gets kind of, won't call it an interference, or he was a little bit interfered with there on the forecheck, allowing for Virginia Tech to get up into the neutral zone and into the offensive zone there without much of resistance in the form of UMBC. So that's something UMBC's got to do. At least when they get the puck in deep, they have to get on the forecheck and try and keep Virginia Tech down in their own end.
This one chopped right back in there. Sean Gregory will greet it. He'll put it around the horn there for Cody Selbert. And Selbert will get it back here as he's in his own slot. He takes it over to the near side. And deflecting pass there. Nobody can get a hold of it there for the Dogs as Gregory takes a little bit of a spill on the ice. This one for Selbert in the far corner. He's got too many Hokies buzzing around there, trying to feed it to the front. Was Virginia Tech, but nobody there to slam it home. Comes over to the near side. MacDonald. Doug MacDonald getting punched around there. And he gets popped from behind. And it comes up top. Vu winds up, takes his shot, and Drago making the save. And we'll get a face-off coming up to his left.
It's another opportunity UMBC had. There are two chances. One there on the far side by Armstrong and one on the near side for Fadler to get the puck out of the zone, and they failed to do it. So UMBC's just got to use the glass, get the puck out into the neutral zone, and eventually down into Virginia Tech zone. You can't afford to play this entire third period in your own end.
you're looking for a hero for Virginia Tech, it might be Alex Smith, not the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, but the forward for Virginia Tech. He is leading them right now, 11 goals, 13 assists, with 2 game-winning goals. And it's Durantaye going toe-to-toe there with the Hokie, and that Hokie was peaked, but now it's Max Grande with it in the far corner of his own zone along the half boards. Nice work there around the back there by Atkinson, but it's stolen away again by the Hokies, who are trying to set up with MacDonald. MacDonald through center, trying to squeeze his way through 3 retrievers. He didn't take the puck with him though. He did fight his way through the traffic as this one slapped all the way down in, and the Hokies tag up on a delayed offside. And cleared out through center. Trying to wrangle that one out of the air was Durantaye. Bloom trying to catch it up at the red line. Ellicott City boys trying to combine out there. Yeah, almost a breakaway chance for Bloomer as that one got deflected off into the far corner of Virginia Tech zone. Along the near side boards now. Played up in the glass and all the way into the penalty box scorekeeper's area. And 14:23 remains here in the third. Dogs holding on to a 2-1 lead. Retrievers Hockey is proudly sponsored by Playing Against Sports of Ellicott City. And also the Hilton Garden Inn in Owings Mills, Maryland. And Catch 22 Design, C22design.com. They're the official providers of the apparel for your UMBC Ice Hockey Retrievers. Along the near side, tied up along a few bodies there as Veltri kicks it free. He'll end up finding Brolite. Goes over to the far corner, and it's going to be Bergman chipping it over to the near side now. Back for Veltri. Veltri trying to get ahead of DeBow. DeBow trying to stick check from behind there as it's cleared in. Drago out to set it up. He gets back into his net as a couple of Hokies came flying in there. And a hard check there in the corner. Sean Gregory getting taken down hard with a backhand shot. Drago the save, the rebound. It's loose in the crease. No, he's got it. John Drago's got it. Oh, baby, sprawling around like Dominic Hasek. And he keeps this one a 2-1 score in favor of the Dogs. And we got a conference going on behind the goal line with 13:49 left here in the third.
Yeah, another puck that's got to get in deep, or another puck that's got to get out of the zone. UMBC too many turnovers, and Virginia Tech capitalizing on them, getting looks on Drago. Drago's kind of standing on his head here for UMBC. Doing Johnny. Johnny doing Johnny.
Quality
But at some point, UMBC's got to straighten things out and got to take care of the puck and take care of their own zone first.
And now with it, Kelly along the far side with a pass ahead now. A cross-ice attempt for DJ Fadler. Bounced off a Hokie. Trying to sweep it in deep was Armstrong. Errant pass by Virginia Tech goes all the way down to John Drago. Behind the net there, and Bobble came in there looking for some action. Zack Tracy looking with a pass ahead now. We have a 2-on-2. And it's Armstrong switching it up with Fadler, but it doesn't get it in deep there as a little return pass was intercepted by Walz for Virginia Tech. Coming across the line now is Daley. Over Daley with it now, trying to sweep it to the front, and a save by Drago, and it's squeezed out into the neutral zone and down towards Walker Detweiler, who came out to steer it up. Walsh slapping it up to the blue line and out. And it'll be an offside as Dan Armstrong carried on with 12:58 left here in the third. 2-1 UMBC Retrievers. I almost forgot a letter in there. Almost didn't make them a college. Up on the Virginia Tech Hokies.
UMB's a college. It's just not the Retrievers.
University of Baltimore. You are correct, sir.
That's another. You can't really fault DJ and Army for trying to get something going offensively on that play, going for a give and go there on the 2-on-2. But really, you have to make sure that the puck gets in deep and you don't turn the puck over and it goes the other way. Because UMBC with a short bench, as you move later and later into this game, it's going to start affecting them more and more. And
it's going to wear them down.
Can't afford those turnovers when you have guys like that, because then you have to back check and you waste energy doing that, and then you can't wind up moving forward and get the puck deep.
And it was already evident when John Drago had to make some outstanding saves back inside Retrievers territory as they ice this one down. So this one will come down to the left of John Drago with 12:42 left here in the third.
And that's something UMBC can keep doing. Now you don't want to ice the puck every 5 seconds for the next 12:42 here. Yeah. But if there's nothing there, ice the puck. Get a whistle. Yeah. If they need to, UMBC still has their timeout. They can take that, get guys rested. Drago's the heads-up goalie. Sometimes he'll fiddle with his leg pad there.
MacDonald stepping into a shot, a clearing attempt there by Bloom. Didn't make its way through. But I hear what you're saying here. You know, I guess be cautious about it, but not throw it in front of the slot like, you know, a few times they have here. A couple of dangerous opportunities. That one should have been an offside against UMBC. I will actually step in and say that.
Yeah, and these cross ice passes, yeah, they look good and they look pretty when they work out, but a lot of times those are going to get picked off and they're going the other way. If Virginia Tech's already going south and you're going north, then it winds up being an odd man rush the other way, and UMBC doesn't want to give up any of those.
Selbert trying to chase it down from Walz, and he'll take him down. He got away with one there. Atkinson in the corner, trying to clear it out. Max Grande will keep it at the blue line, taking his point shot going wide. Rafferty trying to find it. Almost got tangled up there with the net. And it's squeezed over to the far half boards where it's launched out. Midair by Atkinson. Almost a 2-on-1 there as it slapped right in on Detweiler. Durantaye looking. He has Fritz going towards the net. Fritz will go down there to support. With it now are the Dogs. Well, they had it turned over there. As coming in there sweeping away with it is MacDonald on the near side. Doug has it poked away from him. And Atkinson had it stolen away from him by Veltri. This one cleared into the near corner. Picked up there by Hubert. Sent around over to the far blue line and out. Brady Keel will pick it up in front of his own bench. Over to the near side for Rafferty at the red line. Rafferty will dump it in. A little dump and chase action going on here. Detweiler setting it up behind his cage. Over to the near corner it goes. Weiler will find along the half boards. Clearing attempt. And it's foiled by the stick of Hannock, but another go at it. And it's cleared out through center. Turned over. Here comes a 3-on-2. Hannock trying to dig around the feet of Veltri, but it's cleared out into the neutral zone. Turned over here. Here comes Hubert across the retriever line. Winds up, takes his shot. Drago making the save. He's doing a fine job of squaring up those shots as we have 10:55 left here in the third. Dogs are holding on to a 2-1 lead here at the Roanoke Civic Center on the Virginia Tech Hokies.
I hate to beat a dead horse, but I like my meat tenderized. You got to get that puck in deep. If you're Brady Keel, you just got to get the red line. It doesn't matter if it's on your backhand. Doesn't necessarily have to get all the way in, but you can't afford to give that turnover there and let Virginia Tech go the other way. Again, trying to get too cute offensively. Just get the puck in deep and go to work offensively. Funnel pucks to the net if you have a chance, but you can't be turning the puck over to Virginia Tech for an on-man rush.
Joey Mullen's team is doing some great work with the pressure here as they're taking the shots right from the point, and they're getting a lot of traffic up front as Drago makes another save. They are peppering him now, trying to stuff it short side. The net is off, and there is no whistle here, and finally he'll shove it off the rest of the way. Now we got ourselves a fight going on. Zack, Tracy, and Brolite going at it here. Will they let him go? No, they're going to separate them, and they're probably going to toss them both for a couple of minutes instead of 5 each.
Yeah, probably what's going to happen. Brolite gave Tracy a little bit of a shot there after the whistle. Tracy taking an exception as most players would, but it's not something that you want for UMBC. Yeah, you don't want to see Zack Tracy taking too many penalties and going 4-on-4. He's one of your center icemen, and he's a top 6 forward, which UMBC doesn't exactly have in bunches that just grab off the bench.
Yeah. Now, Brolite does not have very many PIMs underneath his belt. He's only got 16 on the season, and you know, obviously we know about Zack Tracy not having very many himself. Just being that he's more an offensive player out there on the ice. Don't have his numbers readily available here, but I will find them here in a second. But
18 penalty minutes on you.
There you go. So they're about even. So they balance each other out on that. 4-on-4 hockey with 10.5 here in the third. Just roughing for both. And oh man, Cody Selbert lost his twig there. It almost looked like he threw it. Drago making a save. The clearing attempt foiled as Vu has it. Chris Vu trying to send it down low there. He does so successfully. It goes over to MacDonald in the far corner. Up top, point shot taken by Bergman, goes wide. Over to the near side again for Vu. They're treating this like a power play. Here comes the shot, they score! Zach Walz has knotted this one up at 2 with 10:01 left here in the third period. We have hit the reset button yet again.
And that one you don't want to get on the captain, but Matt Bloom kind of trying to get ahead of the play. Caught up ice, allows for that cross crease pass to come to Walz. UMBC's got to find a way to dig deep and keep the legs going and work just as hard on the defensive end as you want to work on the offensive end. Just because the puck's down your end doesn't mean that you can start standing around, because Virginia Tech's going to keep motoring and keep motoring, especially now that the game's tied.
That'll be Zach Walz's 10th goal of the season. And here comes Grande deep inside the zone, but it's split away there by Armstrong and deflected off the skate of Fritz and out through center. Along the near side now, it's Virginia Tech being called on a delayed offside, but I actually thought Daley went in by himself. Not sure why it was an offside if he was all alone, but the faceoff will come outside of the retriever zone. 9:43 left here in the third. We are all tied up at 2. 1:12 left on a 4-on-4. Before we have Brolite and Tracy rejoin the teams out here on the ice. Putting on some pressure there is Armstrong, but Virginia Tech getting it up towards the retrievers line. Look at a second crack at it. It's backhanded all the way down to Drago, who steers it off for Rafferty into the far corner. Rafferty ducking away from one. He's got another one with Smith coming hot. And he gets the return from Fritz back behind the cage. And in there, trying to stir things up is Daley as the retrievers get it out through center. Fritz will deflect it in, and a little dump and chase. He'll get his clear in there, but he goes into the boards with Grande. Max Grande from Saratoga Springs, New York. A Grande sized defenseman for Virginia Tech, if you will. Here comes a shot and a save. Nice kick save on a shot coming from Alex Smith. The leading goal scorer for this Virginia Tech team. Turned over to Bloom. Bloom takes his shot. Oh, baby. Detweiler had to reach out with a glove in front of his face. That one was coming right at him. Squaring the chompers. 8:49 left here in the third. We're tied up at 2. 19 seconds remains on the 4-on-4. David Stearns with Sean Hoppy and Brett Kibler here for the Cross Ice Feed. Visit us at crossicefeed.com. Follow us on Twitter at Cross Ice Feed and give us the like on Facebook.
That's just UMBC's fourth shot on goal of the period. Virginia Tech already with 15 in this frame, and we still have 9 minutes to go. So something UMBC's got to get the puck out, get Virginia Tech to stop peppering Drago. Drago's a good goalie, but you can't expect him to stop 40, 50 shots every game.
Gregory trying to slap it away from Walz. Goes back over for Selbert on the bounce, and it comes up to Atkinson. Atkinson gets tripped up there, no call. Now we return to 5-on-5 hockey. As it's loose out through center. Brolite trying to strip it away from Tracy. Bloom setting up a pass here for Atkinson with a shot. It goes off the side of the net. Bouncing around. MacDonald couldn't handle it there. Bloom came in. Oh, and a chance along the short side. Trying to backhand it up was Atkinson towards the goal. Comes up to the blue line and out past Kelly. Kelly's got to get back here to support. And Rafferty's back there by himself. Didn't see him back there. Well, it's cleared out into the neutral zone as the fans are getting into it here as their team is back in this one. As it's backhanded towards Detweiler and he steers it off to the corner. Virginia Tech has not led in this game. 7:50 remains here in the third. Tied up at 2, up to the blue line and out. Rafferty waiting for his team to get back on sides. He'll dump it right back in. Zack Tracy down there to chase as Weidler will get there first. If I'm not mistaken, Petey Weidler was a Potomac Patriot as well as Veltri. And I believe Miles Miller as well.
Weidler was definitely one of the statesmen back when the Patriots were the Virginia statesmen.
Yeah, you got it. And it comes along over to the near side boards. Rafferty trying to clear it out. Here we're gotten away with that one. And a chance here for Kelly to give it a clear. He'll get a pass up for DJ Fadler. Fadler feathering this one up there for Tracy. Tracy trying to cut around Bergman. Bergman checks him off the puck, so Armstrong will take a shot. Doesn't make its way past Bergman, and Bergman will use the glass, and it'll be sent out through center. Caught up at the red line by Gregory. Trying to get away from his forecheck there from Derek McAdam. And Bergman will glove it and play it to himself and stick it down the length of the ice. No icing. Drago directing traffic there, or Selbert will pick it up. Sending it up there for Hannock, who sets a nice pass ahead for Fritz. 2-on-2 the other way for the Dogs. Fritz dropping it up there for DeBow, who takes a shot. Detweiler to save the rebound. Whoa! Coming in there was Fritz, and Fritz getting a shove from the back, or on the back by Detweiler. He went crashing in there. Oh, a little aggressive. But it's hockey. It's an aggressive sport. Gregory keeping it in there. Kicking it ahead. Fritz taking a shot going wide. DeBow trying to chase it down. Over to the far circle. Up to the blue line. Virginia Tech, Hashmi with it. Over to Maybaum along the near side of the neutral zone. Maybaum. He'll dump this one in to the UMBC zone with 6:08 left here in the third. 2-2 score. This one Maybaum will play it off of a retriever in the bench. No, they're not going to whistle this one down. So away with it is Brolite. Brolite setting it up there with a shot in a one-time. Drago making a save. I don't think the player who took that shot got a solid wrap on it. And Vu with a shot from the point. Wow, he's got a heck of a shot. A blistering slapper goes right in on Drago, who made the save along the side of the net. And that was Hashmi down low. I think that was trying to work it on that one time, but nothing coming here. Virginia Tech with the lone goal in this third frame as it's winding down with 5:48 left.
A good game here for UMBC from Charles DeBow, really. Hasn't had much of a chance to showcase what he can do, but with Adam Taylor being unable to go tonight, kind of gets thrust into a more prominent regular role there on the third line. Did a good job there with Fritz getting the odd man rush, getting the puck on net, and we've seen a good game out of him.
MacDonald up top to the point to Walz, getting a return pass. MacDonald trying to find Walz on the back door, and it's poked ahead here, and it's Durantaye setting up a pass for Bloom. Bloom across the line. Bloom trying to work his way around his man, and he couldn't get the shot through as it went behind the goal line. Durantaye picking up the loose change. Fed to the front, and a deflection off of Atkinson, and steered aside by Detweiler. Puck going back down for Atkinson. Over to Durantaye. Durantaye coming in on goal, taking a shot. It's loose in the paint. Detweiler will go down on it, as will a pile of bodies, a pile up on I-81. And we'll get a stoppage here. 5:07 left in the third. We're coming down to the wire. We're all knotted up at 2.
Really the best chance for UMBC of this period. You just saw them getting the puck down below the goal line, working the cycle. Atkinson getting getting that neat deflection between his legs, and then Durantaye just going for a stuff play and going for the rebound. It's kind of what you got to do. You got to get a dirty, grimy, greasy goal here to try and tilt this game back in our favor.
Durantaye was looking and looking as he had all the time in the world really to walk in there to take a shot, but there was no openings as Detweiler is a large goaltender. He fills in that net quite well, and we saw that last year, especially in the Mach playoffs and regionals as well. Up top it goes. Veltri going point to point to Bergman. Bergman taking a shot, couldn't find it through traffic, and a shot there going above the cage. That one off the stick there of Jake Hubert. Along the near side, they had a scrum for it, and it popped free. And Zack Tracy on a backhand pass. Dan Armstrong moved out of position there, so he wasn't there to greet it. And now we have the play stopped.
Puck went in the Virginia Tech bench.
And that is going to be ruled out of play with 4:28 left here in the third.
And that's another one. You see the skill of Zack Tracy trying to work something there with Armstrong in the 2-on-2 there in the neutral zone, but you got to get the puck just deep inside the zone and work with it. You can't afford too cute because, as you saw there, the puck turned over. Armstrong didn't read or zigged when Tracy thought he was going to zag.
Yeah. Well, I guess Bloom was asking a question on behalf of Coach Vogelai about the face-off placement. You know, it should be in the Virginia Tech zone is what they're arguing. But just a reminder, everybody, follow UMBC Ice Hockey on Twitter for details on tomorrow's broadcast as they take on Liberty University. That game should be at, what, 9:30?
9:30 p.m.
Yep, you got it, 9:30 p.m. As we got this one to finish out, tied at 2 at 4:15 left here in the third. Virginia Tech tying this one up in this frame. They're going for a little bit of a slip and slide there. Was Tracy. And I don't know why the fans were calling for a penalty on Tracy, but Miles Miller will put it in deep there. He'll chase it down. Miller off into the corner, turns it over, and it's swept out into the neutral zone. Veltri going to Bergman. Bergman looking up ice. Trying to hook up on a pass there with Horn. But this one goes off the side of the net as Gregory's trying to get a hold of it. Miller will have it between his feet. He falls. He takes a tumble to the ice, losing an edge as it comes out to the red line. Veltri will dump it right back in, and they're going to rule this one. Oh, delayed offside. All right. I thought they were going for the icing on that one. Back referee definitely waved that off. Hannock turning it over. Here comes a chance now. Virginia Tech. Miller, top of the near circle, putting it into the front, into the traffic, swept away by DeBow. Nice backhand out as he puts it ever so gently into the Virginia Tech zone. So we come down to 3:15 left in the third. This one getting deflected in, no icing. Virginia Tech finishing up on some changes, putting on some pressure there as Walz. Hannock launching this one in the air. On his knees, Maybaum laying it up as Walz will deflect that one ahead. As MacDonald will try to go deep with it, but it's on a stick of Kelly at the moment. Into the near corner. Kelly trying to move it up to the blue line and out. He does so successfully. Atkinson tried to peel away with it. And Bloom got checked hard by Maybaum. Oh boy, I felt that one up here. Peak over to Walz in front of the Retrievers bench. He'll get checked, but the puck will pop its way over to Kelly. Kelly with a pass ahead now for Bloomer. Bloomer's got some open ice here, but getting there quick was Chris Vu, the defender for Virginia Tech. He'll backhand it up, not out, kept in. Kelly taking a shot through traffic, deflecting wide, off the side of the net. It's loose, long on the side of the net now, and they're going to rule that it's skate and post by Detweiler, and we'll get the stoppage with 2:28 left here in the third. Still tied at 2, and it's 37-26 shots in favor of the Hokies. And the Retrievers are definitely showing the short bench. They're looking a little exhausted, but they're trying to buzz with some activity down here in the Virginia Tech zone.
Yeah, and Coach Vogelai still with that timeout in his back pocket, so if UMBC does need it, he can give him a little bit of a break.
And Bloom has the puck now, far circle, turnaround shot, oh, and it bounces just wide. Atkinson picking up the rebound, off into the corner. He gets bounced around there on a check. He still has control there. So he gets some support. Here comes a chance. Bloomer taking a shot. The rebound comes up top. Rafferty's shot goes wide. Over for Durantaye. Durantaye getting sandwiched into the boards by Walz. I don't know if the puck was in his jurisdiction, but well, they'll just rule it a clean check at that. Bloom on his knees, dumping it in deep into the far corner of Virginia Tech zone. Atkinson will get there. Oh, wow, what a check. And Virginia Tech trying to clear it around. And that was McAdam. And another hard check. Atkinson's getting banked around the boards as Durantaye feeds it over on a deflection. They're trying to hook up a Tracy. A clearing attempt successful, and this one up and gloved down by the Hokies. They'll come across the retriever line. On his backhand, it's Smith. Smith to the front, trying to go short side, but holding that post is Drago. Drago sprawling out there, trying to find the puck, but instead it's underneath the pile of bodies. The net is off, and there's no whistle here. The net was off, and Zack Tracy will come in to make sure that that message was received by the officials. Now we got some pushing and shoving as Smith is trying to get an explanation on that whistle, but from up here, it was at least about 6 inches off. But 1:22 remains here in the third. We're still tied at 2, and that was a pivotal rush for Virginia Tech. They were definitely buzzing with offensive activity deep inside the retriever zone.
Yeah, it was a little bit of an unfortunate play. You had Tracy and I believe that was Matt Kelly getting tangled up. Tracy on the back check, Kelly trying to step up, and both of them kind of took each other out, allowing for Smith to get the corner and get towards Drago. But a smart heads-up play there by Tracy, drawing attention to the fact that the net was off, making it blatant. And minute 22 left here for UMBC. Big face-off here for Tracy in his own zone.
And he gets tossed.
So a big face-off here for Fadler, normally not a center iceman.
And Hubert will win that draw for Virginia Tech. Diving in there was McAdam. Up top, Veltri with it now, trying to take a shot, deflected over to Bergman. Bergman couldn't get it in his wheelhouse. He'll give it a try through traffic, goes wide. Over to the near side and banked off the glass head out. And no icing there as it just makes it up to the Virginia Tech blue line for Bergman. Bergman over to McAdam. 1 minute left here in the third. We're tied at 2. Gregory to Tracy. Tracy trying to keep it there, but McAdam will find it. Oh, a lot of open ice. Here comes an odd man rush. 3-on-1. Virginia Tech with a shot and a save there off of a shot from Jake Hubert.
And another great rebound control there by Drago, using his stick to kind of pitchfork the puck out into the neutral zone on that play.
Trying to set up the home run pass. No success there as Veltri will put it up through center. Trying to find Hubert. Over to the near side, backhanded in by Armstrong. And some fresh legs will come out with a half a minute left here in the third. I don't know how fresh those legs are for the Retrievers, but they're going to give it a go. They still got to finish this one out. And it's MacDonald tossing this one off into the far corner. Looked like it was Walz trying to put it towards the front, but actually goes wide. Here comes Bergman with a shot through traffic. It's loose. Oh, what a great clear there by Rafferty, who got it out of the way just in the nick of time. And Drago's down on the ice.
Well, Drago got taken out by Peak. Peak just came through the middle of the ice and kind of took Drago out with a shoulder to the head.
Oh, and
it's not something that Aaron likes. And Drago had some injury problems last year. I don't know how the ref doesn't see that or call that. That was just kind of a drive-by mugging that's got to be made. You got to make that call if you're the official. You can't just let that go.
His bell was definitely wrong.
As he's skating over towards the box, it looks like he may be talking to the Virginia Tech captain, and there may be a penalty doled out here. And Joey Mullen on the bench for Virginia Tech is incensed, and the penalty box door is open on the Virginia Tech side, so UMBC may be going into power play here for the final 12 seconds of regulation.
But the question is, how good is their keeper right now? What situation is he in? And are we going to see a backup replacement here late in the game on a cold tender? I think Drago's just going to try to shake it off and stay in there.
Well, it looks like, and you don't see any activity out of Brian Walters on the bench.
Well, he's got his head over his shoulder looking to see if Drago's okay. Drago is going to skate this one out. 12.1 remains. We have a conference in front of the timekeeper's box.
And there will be a penalty on Virginia Tech. We have a penalty on Matt Kelly going up on the board.
Uh-oh.
We may have a 4-on-3, 4-on-4. I don't know exactly what's going on.
Well,
they're writing something down over here at the scorekeeper's area.
We'll find out if we can get any details on it. Try to sort this one out. So Kelly is definitely in the box.
As that one is the only one up on the board so far.
And Joey Mullen's going to get an explanation. And yeah, Peak's going to the box for 2 for running Drago. So it's going to balance itself out.
Hopefully UMBC can get a face-off outside the zone.
Well, given that the activity took place down there in the retriever zone, I don't think they're going to get their wish on this.
He's pointing for the face-off down the UMBC end.
Yeah.
Or he's talking about something about the play with the referee.
So he's giving instruction here to Walz, and Bloomer. Yeah, so the face-off will be inside the UMBC zone.
Oh,
no,
it's
it's
like
going to be just outside. And Mullen wants to find out why. So, well, first we're going to get an explanation over to the UMBC bench for Coach Vogelheim.
Well, Aaron wants to know why UMBC's not on a power play. Drago clearly got run. Kelly goes to the aid of his goaltender.
Now,
can't blame him for that.
maybe retaliation.
They get the retaliation penalty, but there was some pushing and shoving in the corner afterwards anyways. May see some 3-on-3 hockey.
Oh, I was going to say overtime should be
12
interesting.
seconds.
If we get that far, I don't know what the situation here is, especially with Drago and what's going on in his head. I'd like to ask him right now if I could. You know, are you seeing double or are you okay or what? Because this is, I mean, that was a huge hit. All right, so the face-off will take place outside of the retriever zone as we finish up the explanation at the Virginia Tech bench. Here at the Roanoke Civic Center, David Stearns with Sean Hoppe and Brett Kibler, your Cross-Ice Feed broadcast team. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in this evening. Thank you for your patience as we have Wi-Fi. So if we had a hard line, trust me, this video would be crisp. But check out the replay, youtube.com/cross-ice feed, as this one's popped off the face-off, no icing. Roughing for Kelly. Slashing on Peak. Here comes a point shot as time runs out. No, 0.4 seconds. We have a whistle. Oh, what is going on here? Well, we're not
Linesman
sure.
calling the referee over.
Well, something went flying out on the ice there. I'm not sure why. We're trying to sort this one out as Peak, there was a water bottle that was tossed right back into the penalty box there. I'm not sure what the deal was. Was there something not right about the penalties up there? I mean, I thought I heard
Linesman's going over to the Virginia Tech bench, and if it's determined that Virginia Tech threw something onto the ice, there may be a delay of game call.
Yeah, this, well, we got 0.4 seconds left here. It's just going to be a formality at this point to drop the puck outside the Virginia Tech zone.
May have just been some debris that fell out of the rafters.
Maybe a fan.
It was an object thrown onto the ice from the crowd.
Fan, yeah.
So the announcement made that a puck thrown or anything thrown on the ice will result in a penalty. So that was really their warning. But we will go to overtime, which should be 4-on-4, but with these penalties it's 3-on-3.
I didn't get my chance. We are going to overtime.
All right, Rick.
There we go. Yeah, so 148 on the minor penalties to Peak and Kelly, which makes it a 3-on-3 to start overtime. And
which I don't know who exactly that helps out. Virginia Tech with fresher legs, you might think them.
Well, the 4-on-4 was when they scored in the third period. I mean, they took the open ice to their advantage.
But UMBC, as Mr. Kibler down there on the camera can attest to, UMBC practices 3-on-3 hockey a lot. Mainly because we don't really have enough players to run 5-on-5 in practice.
Oh man, don't let out that information now. Come on.
We have 21 players.
I know.
And 4 of them are goalies. You do the math.
Okay. You have a point. Yeah, they're running. Oh.
But 3-on-3, it looks like UMBC will start with Fritz, Bloom, and Rafferty.
Okay.
Or if they're gonna.
Oh, Atkinson. No, are they gonna go 4-on-4 here in overtime? Well, let's see.
It should be 3-on-3.
Yeah, if I understand
know my rules correctly, which I should pass the test.
Well, let's see. Virginia Tech's got 3 out there, and UMBC's got 4. And Fritzy's going to go off the ice, or we're going to get a conference here on who's going to be out here. I'm not sure.
So it looks like it will be. I don't know.
Let's not guess until we get an answer.
It should be 3-on-3 according to the rules.
All right. Well, we'll get some.
And the linesman is saying 3-on-3 hockey.
Yep. Okay.
So we will have 3-on-3. I expect Bloomer, Atkinson, and Rat.
Okay. So
to be out there.
Go off, yeah. Okay.
And we have Walz, Hashmi, and Bergman. Or not Hashmi, sorry. Veltri and Bergman on the ice for Virginia Tech.
MacDonald will go off. So yeah, Walz, Bergman,
so we're
and
going
Veltri.
2D for VT. We're going 2-0 for UMBC.
All right. Interesting strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it pans out as we get the 5 minutes on the board. And overtime is underway. Face-off one back into the Virginia Tech zone. Chased into the far corner by Bergman. Bergman on his backhand, coming around over to the near side. Bergman gaining speed, going around Atkinson, trying to get around Rafferty. Comes in, takes his shot, goes wide. Wow. With a full head of steam, Bergman coming in, trying to be the hero. Rafferty losing his footing, has the puck now. Virginia Tech backing off into the neutral zone with one pressuring. That will be Walz. Blue with a pass now for Rafferty. Rafferty coming across the red line. He'll dump it in. Not a very aggressive chase here on the attack, as it'll be Atkinson going in there trying to do a little fake out. He gets caught back behind the play on that fake out. Coming across the line now, Bergman. Bergman into the far corner. Bergman on his backhand sends it back over to the near side, and it'll be picked up by Atkinson. Some changes going on for Virginia Tech as Atkinson will come across into the neutral zone, across the red line, across the blue line. Bloom going across. Atkinson on his backhand misses, and it hits a partition. Bounce favoring Virginia Tech as they come out now with MacDonald. Grande breaking to the net. Grande trying to get that one airborne, and it bounced over his stick, and Atkinson will take it the other way. Atkinson will backhand this one high into the air. On the other side of the red line, he'll go off on a change.
And now we have a second unit, Gregory, Tracy, and Selbert for UMBC.
This one loose up top. Here comes Gregory with a shot, and Detweiler makes the save.
Smart play there by Greggs. You don't want to get caught up ice anything like there. Just anything you can get deep, get deep. If you can catch Virginia Tech on an odd man rush going the other way, then good. But you don't want to give one up yourself. So I expect a lot of conservative hockey for the rest of this 3-on-3, and then might see some stuff open up in the 4-on-4.
Face off to the right of Walker Detweiler. UMBC trying to get that face off. They'll poke it towards the goal line. Bergman will retreat behind his keeper. Bergman getting tied up there. Backhanding it back for Veltri. Veltri with a pass ahead now. Across the line is Smith. Smith on his backhand. Up top to the point. Bergman winds up, takes his shot through traffic, goes wide. Slapped away by Selbert as it goes over for Tracy. Tracy backhanding back to Selbert. 5 seconds, then we'll go 4-on-4. Selbert across the line, drop pass. Here comes Tracy with a shot, and it just gets deflected out into the protective netting behind Detweiler. We'll have a stoppage. 4-on-4 now. 3:10 left in OT. Knotted up at 2. Face-off will come up to the right of Detweiler.
Yeah, good play there by Selbert, trying to get in on the rush with speed, drop the puck back to Tracy, who's got a pretty good wrist shot on him, and get the puck to the net.
And a face-off. UMBC with it. Bloom trying to reach for that pass. He goes with Grande into the boards. Into the corner they go. Supporting there is Vu. Vu trying to poke it free. Grande will poke it back for himself back behind Detweiler, and he looks at his options. So he sends it up, and Peak will deflect this one in. And no icing here. Back there for it is Kelly. Kelly turns it over. Here comes Walz. Walz along the near circle. Up top. Looks for the far circle. Looking for that shot. Here it comes. Just goes wide. And that one off the stick of Max Grande, and now trying to chase it down is Vu. Vu will get there ahead of Atkinson. Vu set up a pass through neutral. Hooking up now with MacDonald. MacDonald across the line on his backhand, trying to cut his way to the front. And it's cut off there nicely by Rafferty. Rafferty trying to drag his way from Walz, who had him tied up. Puck turned over there to MacDonald. MacDonald coming across the line. Gets away from Atkinson, trying to stay away from Rafferty. Rafferty takes him into the boards. We have 2:10 left here in overtime. Kicked free by Rafferty, but it'll be MacDonald that'll chase it down. Up top to the point, and it goes away from Bergman. Bergman recovering there. We'll pass over to the near side for Smith. Across the line he goes. Smith in the near circle. Into the corner he goes, now looking. Getting trapped up there by Rafferty. Kicks a pass out. He finds MacDonald. MacDonald up top. Bergman back to MacDonald. Near circle. Takes his shot. Drago the save, the rebound. And it looked like it was Veltri trying to pull the trigger. Now it's up to Bergman over to the far circle. And a low percentage shot there by Smith gets blocked up front by the Retrievers. They're trapped. They are desperately trying to get out with 1.5 minutes to go here in the overtime. And it's cleared down the length of the ice. They're going to call this one an icing, as Bergman will get there first. And, yeah, I'm sorry, now 90 seconds remain. I was a little ahead of myself, but 1:30 left in OT. Face-off coming back in the retriever zone. Aaron Vogelai will exercise his right to use that timeout now as his team desperately needs a break. Oh, man.
And taking the timeout allows UMBC to change something that's usually not allowed on the icing, but if you decide to use your timeout, you're allowed to change up. So UMBC will get some fresh legs out there. Big face-off as always down here in the end. You got to win it if you're Zack Tracy. You can't lose it. And if you do lose it, you got to get into the shot, or you got to get into the shooting lanes, try and block down that shot.
A very important face-off coming up here. John Drago, of course, getting run into with 12 seconds left in the third. Making sure he's got his wits about him there as Peak went running in there and Kelly came to his defense, and we had 3-on-3 for a good portion of this overtime.
Yeah, about a minute 45, minute 48 actually to be exact.
And a face-off will be at the right side of John Drago.
On the weak side of Zack Tracy, kind of important. He's a left-hander. Taking this face-off on the right-hand side, he's going to have to try and wade to the boards on his forehand.
He'll try to slap it over. He does win it, but it's kind of loose there right now, and Fadler will find it there for Gregory. Back over for Selbert. Along the far side, Zack Tracy on his backhand, heading out for DJ Fadler, who has the first goal in this game. Sent up into the high glass, picked up there by Tracy, back for Fadler. Fadler trying to find it there. He was tied up at the moment, and Virginia Tech will try to break out here as we eclipse the 1 minute mark here of overtime. Fadler stripping it away. Former Washington Junior National. Over to the near side for Walz. We are under 1 minute here in overtime. Virginia Tech, UMBC tied up at 2. Hashmi curling back into his own zone. Trying to get away from Atkinson. He does so successfully across the retriever line. Had it poked away from him, but he recovers it along the near half boards. He gets checked into the boards. Reaching in there, trying to set it free is Bloom. Both captains going toe-to-toe. Walz will walk away with it, setting it up over to the far circle. Vu with a shot, and a save by Drago with 36 seconds left.
Big stop there for Drago. Kind of loose, lost the puck there out of the scrum. If you're a UMBC player, or really any player, you want to be on the defensive side of a scrum. Try and wait it out. Bloom on the offensive side. Loses it out. Walz gets the jump. Gets the puck over for a shot there by Vu, who UMBC's pestered with for last 4 years.
Yeah, 4.
And a lot of the guys, he grew up in the DC area as well, so a lot of guys are familiar with him.
Yep. Here we go, 30
Just kind of always been a pest in his life.
30 seconds left here in the overtime. Up top, Veltri looking to pull the trigger, takes a shot, it's loose up front in the slot, and the shot from Bergman goes above the cage. And it's Drago covering the post, and he knocks off the net. The fans are starting to get agitated with that post. They must be using the old magnets of the 90s.
And that one's a little unfortunate because UMBC would have had a pretty good chance at a clear there. Atkinson doing a little bit of a smart play here. They're not allowed to change, but he goes over to change his stick. Give UMBC a couple extra seconds of breathing room before this face-off. And Matt Bloom going up against MacDonald.
One back by Virginia Tech. Veltri trying to pull it through, takes his shot, and it goes wide. Kept in far blue line by Bergman. Bergman winds up, takes his shot, and it goes into the glass. Over to the near side now. Kept in there on the backhand by Veltri. 10 seconds to go here in overtime. A hard check there, delivered by Rafferty. And it's Atkinson trying to clear it away, and it'll go out through center, and we are heading to a shootout. Overtime could not settle it. Virginia Tech tying it up in the third period. Oh boy, what
UMBC's
shooters.
second shootout of the year. They went up against William Patterson. It'll be 3 shooters apiece for the first rounds, and then you go to sudden death after that. Against William Patterson, UMBC went with Atkinson, O'Connor, then Bloom. That was not the case, or you obviously can't do that with OC no longer here. Being in practice, Bloom's, even though he's a great offensive talent for UMBC, probably not one of your go-to guys. You look definitely to see Atkinson, probably Fadler will get a nod in there, and then maybe Zack Tracy you might see as a third shooter, or you go with Bloom, because Bloom is probably your best offensive player outside of Atkinson.
Oh boy. Oh, we anxiously
And I gave them the paper to fill out the stuff on, but they don't want. They didn't bring it, or they don't have it.
Oh man. Boy, we're really in for a treat here. You know, we knew it was going to be a close game. I didn't know it was going to be this close that we'd have to go to a shootout. But
yeah, it was a good job by UMBC. They tried to hang on in the third period. Virginia Tech got the 4-on-4 opportunity, got the puck out into the slot. Turnover at the blue line, something we talked about that UMBC had to cut it down to avoid.
Let me ask you a quick question, though. As far as rankings go, this just goes down as a tie, correct?
Well, it'll go into the books as a 3-2 shootout win.
Okay.
Technically, they're supposed to treat it as a tie,
Okay.
but some people only see the 3-2 final,
right.
and that's what they go with. And UMBC going with Ben Rafferty in a little
and
bit
they're
of a
going
surprise
first, too. Wow, okay. So Virginia Tech elects to go second. So, it's going to be Rafferty.
And I think they're trying to get that protocol shootout thing for
Yeah.
Aaron to write down who he's going to use.
So they got Veltri, Horn, and MacDonald awaiting their opportunities here for Virginia Tech, if I see
And
that.
technically, they're supposed to
be
stay on the bench.
Yeah.
We'll see if the referee takes care of that.
What advantage does it really have, or disadvantage? Or,
Well, it's more of a disadvantage for the goaltender. There's more visual distractions on the ice,
Okay.
especially if Rat decides to go to that side and there's any movement on the Virginia Tech bench.
Okay.
Not generally something people think about.
It's a full bench. Here comes Rafferty. Forehand, and he goes over to the near circle, and he comes in on his backhand with a shot, and a save by Detweiler. So, first shooter for UMBC. Rafferty cannot bury one past Walker Detweiler, and our first shooter for Virginia Tech will be Judd MacDonald. And MacDonald waiting for the signal to go. Drago is ready. MacDonald takes the puck at center. Coming over to the near circle, coming in through the slot on his forehand, backhand. Oh, what a great save!
What a save by Drago.
Oh, and he
Kind of
keeps
sticks
it
out
out.
the paddle.
Oh, baby. That is highlight reel worthy. Whoa.
Yes, it is. We gotta. Do you get a good look at that, Gibbs? Because we wanna. We
Oh,
wanna
yeah.
send that one in ESPN maybe next week.
We'll be critiquing this. All right, so the fans are disappointed here. The goal horn did go, but wow, what a great save. Here comes Atkinson in on goal. Comes in, fakes, shoots, scores! What's a Bieber? The Retrievers strike in a shootout with an Atkinson goal.
Yeah, great move there by Atkinson. Got Walker there to open up the 5-hole on a late deke, and UMBC goes up 1-0.
Horn will take it now. Michael Horn from Reston, Virginia. In on Drago. Comes in, shoots, pad, saved by Drago. And to seal the deal is the captain, Matt Bloom. Where does he go? Where does he go?
I think he winds up shooting. It's more of Matt Bloom's forte as opposed to deking. Kibbles can tell you from
Around the world, slap shot. Circa Thomas Vanek.
Maybe, but
Here comes Bloom into the slot. In on Detweiler. He scores! Give that dog a bone! The UMBC Retrievers are victors in a shootout with a final score of 3-2, thanks to their captain, Matt Bloom. Oh, what a finish!
what a game.
Wow. Didn't think we'd have to go all the way to a shootout, but they did so, and they did so in style as Atkinson and Bloom bury their goals.
How big was that first save by Drago?
That was
I mean,
huge.
if it goes
The
1-0
paddle.
Virginia Tech, then there's a lot more pressure on Atkinson to score.
That was-
and Virginia Tech's a little bit looser. They start gripping their sticks a little bit tighter, especially after they see such a great save. You're like, wow, how did he make that save? And you go in there like, okay, he's got to do something crazy. What am I going to do to beat him? Just great job by Drago and great job by UMBC as a whole. Coming in here, only 15 guys dressed for the game.
Yeah.
Plus Drago and Walters in net. So
Yeah.
great job by UMBC winning here in the shootout. It'll go down the books as a tie,
But
for
it's a win.
rankings or for matcha standings, it will count as a win.
Yeah.
So UMBC does secure, I believe they secure the 2-3 game. They won't have to play the 1-4 matchup. They kind of leave Delaware for that 4 matchup.
Tyler Daley. Our number 2 star, number 3, Zack Walz. Our number 1 star, number 12 from UMBC.
Matt Bloom getting the #1 star, but I think the #1 star in my book was
Is
really
John
John Drago
Drago.
with the Miller-esque save with the paddle in the shootout. So, UMBC taking a win on the road Next up, Liberty University Flames at the LaHaye. Tomorrow night at 9:30, follow UMBC Ice Hockey on Twitter for the broadcast details. This is David Stearns for Sean Hoppe, Brett Kibler saying good night, everybody. UMBC 3, Virginia Tech 2 in a shootout. Thanks to their captain, Matt Bloom, and a wonderful save by Drago. Don't stop believing.